Yeah.
Blizzy King, you're now rocking with Uncle D. Hit subscribe.
Mic check.
Subscribe to my guy, Uncle D. Tell him Big Bass sent you.
Spurling. I'm an attorney here in Houston, Texas, an advocate for black men, largely because I am a black man. I'm a black father. I have black sons. Hey, man, I do what I do.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, man. Y'all make sure you all hit the #1 button. Let me know you are in here. Like swimwear. It's good to be up in here with you all. Tonight is a special night. And I'm here to tell you that this is the night that we hit 100 racks. Somebody type 100 racks in the chat room. We are going to be 100,000 subscribers today. Somebody type today in the chat room. Today. And that was the reason why I wanted to make sure I came in. Okay. I want to first acknowledge all the people that's been with me since day one, man. Back since I had 1,000, maybe 2,000 subscribers, people I hadn't seen in years. Shout out to the ranch mob, everybody who's been here with me, man, hanging out, man, doing this thing with me. And the truth is, family, the reason you've never seen any videos of mine go viral. None. Not one viral video, not one at all. Okay. The reason that I'm here is not because of some gimmicky stuff. It's not because of 5 million views and people just hung around. Not because I sparked up some unnecessary beef with somebody. Okay, that's not why I'm here. That's not why I have 100,000 subscribers. Not at all. I have a steady stream of videos and good high quality stuff, in a world driven by sound bites and clickbait and manufactured outrage. I take a different approach. Here on this channel, we examine history, law, politics, economics, culture, current events through the lens of research, critical thinking, and real world experience. What I do on this channel is I explore stories behind the headlines and historical forces that shape our society and from both a legal, political viewpoint and the decisions that impact our daily lives. We talk about American history and world history. We talk about politics. We talk about public policy. I give you a legal analysis. I talk about court decisions. I try to break it down for everybody to understand. I talk about economics, wealth building, Black American history and culture. I don't think anybody's given a cultural breakdown the way I have. But, we also talk about leadership. We talk about legacy. We talk about family. And, of course, I give my social, cultural commentary. It's nothing manufactured. There's no manufactured controversy here. I don't go on people's broadcasts picking fights just so you all can follow me back to my channel. I don't do that. I do research. Okay. It's knowledge. It's truth. I read, I research, I spend time with my family. I go to work, I do my job, and then I come back and tell you guys what I've learned. See, that's the difference between me and everybody else. So as we run up on this 100,000, somebody type 100 racks in the chat room. All my people type 100,000 in the chat room. Everybody in the chat room who's been here type 100,000. Okay, because that's where we at. All we need, we are literally just under 100 subscribers, and we're gonna get that. That's not a problem, but it's a big deal. You know, it's a really big deal. It puts me in the top 1% of the subscriber counts. We're literally 140 people away from 100,000. So that's amazing. Shout out to me. Shout out to me. But anyway, I just want to take the time to give a big shout out to all my guys, man, who've been here for so long, man. It's a big deal, man. It's a really, really big deal. But nevertheless, as I always say at this time, welcome to the broadcast. My name is Dennis Spurling, and we are going to continue with our content. I promise you all this is going to be some hard-hitting stuff. And the name of this broadcast is Democrats, You've Got a Problem. You've got a problem. Okay. Black people like some of the things Trump is doing. Okay. Now here's the thing. I know y'all don't, I know that's not something that you won't spread around. I'm a lifelong Democrat. Okay. Lifelong. The only Republican president that I voted for is Donald Trump. That's it. That's the only one. Okay. That says a lot. I voted for all of them. Barack, Clinton, all of them. He's the only one. Okay. Why? Because when I looked at the southern border, I'm like, how many more of these people y'all gonna let up here? Y'all just gonna keep letting these people up here like that? Is Biden, are you awake? Do you see these people coming up here on the side? Do y'all remember that? Do you remember they had them people with dresses on, reading bedtime stories to your children that was fighting about it? Do you remember that? Yeah, I was like, I'm not cool on all that. And again, I'm not the only one. That's what you all need to understand. So again, Democrats, you have a problem. I'm just pointing it out. You have a problem. And it's bigger than Donald Trump. Because see, for decades, Democrats have treated Black America like it was some kind of guaranteed voting block. Like we're on one big political plantation where every election cycle they could just show up, okay, scare us, shame us, guilt us, call us. Everybody else is racist, and then come and collect our votes, and then disappear into the next election. But now something's happened that they don't know how to control. Black Americans don't like everything Trump says. We do not. Some of us don't like him at all. Some of us don't like his personality. And we will never defend every single thing that the man does. But they actually like some of what Trump represents and some of what he does. And that right there terrifies the Democrat Party. And see, there's a deep separation taking place inside of Black America. Okay? We're watching a split between Black people who still want to be controlled by fear and slogans and victimhood and celebrity culture and feminist politics and criminality and street culture and the Democrat Party talking points. And then you got Black people who are saying, no, we're not going to do that anymore. See, here's the thing. The Black people who believe in family and order and discipline and ownership and faith and school choice and low taxes and border security and law and order and personal responsibility and protecting our children from this degenerate the degenerate aspects of Black culture that's destroying us. We're separating ourselves because see, that group of Black people has been told for years to sit down and be quiet. But now those same Black people are saying, why should productive Black people keep being forced to defend this dysfunctional part of Black culture? I'm not saying all Black culture is dysfunctional. I'm saying that part. And so for years, you have these liberal activists and so-called Black leadership class. They've tried to keep all Black people under one umbrella. They lump married Black fathers and church mothers and business owners and police officers and military veterans and college graduates and skilled tradesmen. Shout out to all the plumbers and the electricians Shout out to all the contractors and the we got to make sure we acknowledge them because they're the ones that keep this country running and keep it up. Everybody. But we also acknowledge our professionals and our entrepreneurs, whether you got a nail shop or whether you got a tattoo shop. Okay? We're talking, they lump the single mothers in with the responsible mothers. They put the deadbeat fathers in with the responsible, involved Black fathers. The man raising his children is not the same as the man not raising his children. But they put all of us in the same political category with the most destructive, loudest, most embarrassing elements, and I said embarrassing elements of Black America. And the moment regular Black people, traditional Black people, try to separate ourselves from that madness, they call us sellouts. They call us Uncle Toms. They call us coons and conservatives. And they say stuff like, I don't know, just pick. They say we stupid. We don't know what we're talking about, right? And see, that's not an argument. That's a control mechanism. That's pimping. Somebody type pimping in the chat room. That's what that is. They call you names so they can try to control you. It's the way they shame independent, thoughtful Black people into these political traps. And now Black people are starting to realize that skin color doesn't require political submission. Race doesn't require cultural agreement. Being Black doesn't mean you got to support every liberal agenda, every feminist talking point, especially white feminist talking point, every open border policy, every soft on crime excuse, every anti-Black family movement, or every politician who shows up with a church fan, a fake black scent, a fried catfish sandwich, along with some collard greens they done cooked in the goddamn tub, lying, promising, making promises they're never gonna keep. And that said, Black people, look, they don't like Trump. I'm not saying that. But we do like his strength. Black people like direct, unapologetic language. I know that's for sure. Black people like cheap gas and low taxes. I bet that's for sure. And Black people like the fact that the southern border got locked down real quick once Trump got reelected. Tell me I'm lying. Where's the lie? Did y'all keep these people in Chicago? Where's Chicago at? Did y'all keep wanting them people to send them folks up here in those buses coming up to, were y'all happy that they locked that down? Tell me, where's the lie? I'm trying to figure out where's the lie. You telling me you weren't happy that he locked that down? I think they were. And let me tell you something else Black Americans like. We like the idea that America should be taking care of Americans first, even if that means packing up these immigrants and sending them home. Where do y'all have a problem with that? I'm only talking to Black people. Do you have a problem with that? Foundational Black Americans, do you have a problem with that? Most of them will say no. There are a lot of Black people who are tired of being told that every problem in the Black community is caused by white supremacy and absent Black fathers, when we can clearly see that baby mama culture and fatherlessness is a worldwide problem, whether we're talking about Japan or Brazil or Colombia, whether we're talking about first world or third world. It's a problem worldwide. And we also tired about traditional Black neighborhoods like Harlem, New York, Compton, California, East Oakland, California, Fifth Ward, Houston, Texas, are being damaged by Black-on-Black crime, bad schools, reckless sexuality, poor discipline, and a culture that celebrates failure while mocking responsibility. Aren't we tired of that? Are we tired of that? I think we are. And that's where Trump becomes a problem for Democrats. Because see, not because every Black person is suddenly becoming a Republican. That's absolutely not true. I'm not a Republican. It's not because every Black person loves Trump. Most Black people don't like Trump, don't like nothing, didn't vote for him. But let me tell you what Trump did do. Trump gave all black people permission to say out loud what we are already thinking quietly. Trump exposed the fact that a lot of black people are more conservative than Democrats would like to admit. They will never use the word Republican, but they do believe in some conservative things. Black people believe in order. Black people believe in family. Black people damn sure don't believe in stuff like gentle parenting. Not the ones that raised me. We believe in keeping our money. We believe in putting these criminals in jail. We believe men should be men. We believe women should be women, and children shouldn't be sacrificed as some sort of political social experiment. But see, the Democrats ignored that part of Black America because it didn't fit their business model. And we also believe in Second Amendment. Somebody type 2A in the chat room. What that means is the right to stay strapped. We believe in that, don't we? And we also believe that all these baby deletions in the Black community is a big eugenics plan, and it's gone way too far, and it needs to be reined in, period. Like I said, Democrats, you got a lot, you got some real long-term problems, and that's why they've been trying to replace Black people. Y'all don't know that? Y'all ain't figured that out yet? That's why they try to replace us. Well, didn't work. But that automatic Black vote isn't as automatic as it used to be. That the guilt trips don't hit the same. The fear tactics don't hit the same. Calling everybody racist doesn't shut down the conversation the way it used to. See, racism used to be the ultimate political weapon because Democrats could say, if you don't vote for us, the racists is gonna come get you. But the truth is, Black people already know America's racist. It's been racist. It's always had racism in it. It's nothing. That's no new information for us. And after 400 years, we've learned something Democrats didn't expect us to learn. Racism is real. Racism is ugly. Racism is but it's still gonna be here. And the most important thing we learned is that racism has been trying to unalive us, and we kept building anyway. We built right around it. You understand? Now, welcome to the broadcast. Let's go ahead and look at some of these videos and let's move this thing along. You guys, if you learn something, I should earn something. But again, you all don't owe me anything. I say that off rip, but I do expect you guys to make sure you subscribe to the channel as we march towards 100,000. Go ahead and be the person who hits the subscribe button when we get to 100,000, baby. I'm gonna make sure I light you up. You're gonna be famous. But let's go ahead and look at a couple of videos I put together. Again, the name of this broadcast is The Democrats, You Got a Problem. Okay, Black people like some things that Trump are doing, and I know you all don't believe me. Okay, I know you all don't believe me. It's okay, but I have video footage so we can talk about what people are talking about. Now, again, the only thing I need you all to do is kick back and listen to the broadcast, and then also make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, let's go ahead and look at some video footage. I like to do that. And somebody type "we rich" in the chat room. Let's start this thing off right. Somebody type "we rich." Black people, richest Black people on the planet, richest group of people of African descent on the planet. You understand me? And there's no getting around that. There's no getting around that. Let's go ahead and we'll start here. Check this out. Hit the #1 button if you can hear it clearly.
In Hill Park in DC for almost 2 years now, and the water's never been in the pond there. This has never happened before. I was always too afraid to come here because of the homeless people. They're all gone. It seriously looks like Paris. I mean, I've never seen this many people out here. I mean, look, everyone's enjoying it. Everybody. A year ago, Trump said he was going to clean out DC, and he did. It is clean, it's calm, it's quiet, except for the Chipotle down in Navy Yard, apparently this weekend, but I wasn't there for that. The homeless are out. The birds are chirping. The water is in. The ponds. The fountains are working. Thank you, Mr. This is.
Now, what this young lady is talking about, she's referring to the fact that when Trump got reelected, he came through DC with the National Guard and military and everybody else, and they got rid of all the homeless people. They removed the homeless people. In addition to removing the homeless people, they also they arrested a bunch of folks because, you know, DC is a different situation than the average American city because DC is basically federal property. It's the federal government. And so he could they enact something called home rule. And with home rule, he can pretty much do what he wants. So now this lady is like, I'm down here at the fountain and it looks great. You see what I'm saying? I'm down here. There's no homeless people hanging out, no drug addicts, no crack fiends, et cetera, et cetera. And she's elated about it. You can't be mad at that. All right. I'm gonna let that finish playing. But I mean, do you all disagree with this? Is this a bad thing? Shout out to Where's the Love. Thank you so much. Is this a bad thing? Is cleaning up DC a bad thing? Let me know. I don't think so.
The benefit of having a construction man as your president.
Yeah. So there you go. All right. There you go. That's the first video that we have up for you all to look at. So again, no black person with good sense is going to have a problem with that. No black person with good sense is going to have a problem with Donald Trump cleaning up some of these inner cities that black people have been forced to live in. Now, something else I want to let you guys know. You guys remember a while back, you had a lot of several celebrities who were in support of Trump. Did I also, let me just acknowledge that. Again, Where's the Love? Thank you so much for being the first person to contribute to the super chat. You are the first real MVP of the night. But you had a lot of celebrities who came through and they were like, yeah, we like Trump. And they expected there to be like a bigger backlash, but there really wasn't. I think one of the main ones was Nicki Minaj. But let's look at some of this. And I'm going to explain why some of these celebrities are MAGA. Listen to this.
Feelings was hurt this past weekend when y'all came to the realization that a lot, in fact, most black celebrities are MAGA, and they're MAGA and they're also anti-black. Let's dig into the MAGA part first. Most people, and this is something that we've all been having conversations about, but
now, again, I'm gonna cut her off a little bit. Do you all really believe that most of our black celebrities are anti-black? Or is this just some rhetoric from the left side of the aisle? Do you all believe? Not all, okay? Not all, but most. This is what she's saying. Most of our celebrities, we just supposed to take that at face value, that most of the black celebrities are anti-black. Nobody believe that, but that's what they have to say, okay? They have to tell you they're anti-black because anti-black goes right along with, oh, they're racist. You telling us black people are racist too? Is that what you anti-black? What do you mean? I guess we have to ask ourselves, what do you mean by black? If you mean if by black you are making being black synonymous with degeneracy, ghetto culture, ratchet culture, yeah, most rich people who live in gated communities and put their children in safe schools and came up out the ghetto do not want to be they are anti-debauchery. I would say that, okay, and that's why they work so hard to roll up out of there. Okay, that's what it is. That's why they got up out of there. Matter of fact, most intelligent black people who work hard, they got some cousins and relatives that are ghetto and ratchet that they don't want to be around. Does that mean they anti their own family, or are they just anti that behavior? Let's be honest with each other. Okay, let's have an honest conversation. That's what we need to do. We need to speak honestly with each other. All you rich black people out there with your degrees and your money, are you gonna go back to the hood that you were raised in and park your BMW in the front of the house you used to live in and just hang out, all night? Are you gonna bring your kids to the school that you went to school at? What about your crackhead cousin? Are you gonna take them around your crackhead cousin? Sometimes you find out that crackhead cousin is there. You're not gonna even come to the family event, will you? Does that make you anti-black or anti-degenerate behavior? Irrespective of what it is. I ain't hanging out in trailer parks either. It's not because I'm anti-white. It's just because I'm anti-poverty. I don't want to be around that. But anyway, we gotta listen. So y'all hit. Let's keep listening. Let's keep paying attention. Yeah.
Conversations have been incomplete, want generational wealth. They want to be able to pass on wealth to their children. That's what we've all been talking about for decades and decades and decades. That is an incomplete conversation because generational wealth is based on exploiting an exploitative tax code. And what happens is these celebrities, they get an accountant, and the accountant says to them, if you vote for Kamala, this is how much you're going to pay in taxes. If you vote for Felon 47, this is how much you're going to pay in taxes, right? And that difference is telling you everything you need to know about who that person is. And you all need to.
So I want y'all to understand something. What this woman seemingly just said was that not wanting to pay taxes is anti-black. That's what she said. I'm gonna let her finish playing. I'm gonna let her keep telling y'all what she's. I want y'all to hear this for yourself, okay? But that's basically so. Now anything associated. Did you hear what she said when she said generational wealth is anti-black? That's what I'm getting from that. Generational wealth is now anti-black. I want you all to think about that. Generational, where'd you get that from? And you guys who were with me a couple of weeks ago, I spoke about this invasion of socialist ideas into the black intelligentsia. And there's a book called The Miseducation of the Negro, which actually talks about those people. And this is why we have such an issue with black intellectuals. I'm gonna let her finish speaking, and you all, I'm gonna let it go right through, and then I'm gonna come down and break this down.
So many feelings was hurt this past weekend when y'all came to the realization that a lot, in fact, most black celebrities are MAGA, and they're MAGA and they're also anti-black. Let's dig into the MAGA part first. Most people, and this is something that we've all been having conversations about, but the conversations have been incomplete, want generational wealth. They want to be able to pass on wealth to their children. That's what we've all been talking about for decades and decades and decades. That is an incomplete conversation because generational wealth is based on exploiting an exploitative tax code. And what happens is these celebrities, they get an accountant, and the accountant says to them, if you vote for Kamala, this is how much you're going to pay in taxes. If you vote for Felon 47, this is how much you're going to pay in taxes, right? And that difference is telling you everything you need to know about who that person is. And you all need to accept that a lot of black people, a lot of women, a lot of black immigrants, a lot of Latinos, a lot of them are Republican because they want that margin. They want that money in that margin, and they don't care. They don't care about what happens to anybody that is not in their immediate family. And I know it's hard to accept, but racism is not a deal breaker for most people. Most people will say, if this person is racist, but they can get me money, then I want my money. And most people will say, well, if girls are getting raped in detention centers, but I got my money, I don't know none of them girls, that's not my issue. That don't have nothing to do with me. They can rationalize any level of cruelty and harm that comes to someone else because it is not affecting them personally, but their money is affecting them and their children. And in this culture, in this country, all we are taught to care about is ourselves. And so 300,000 black women losing their jobs does not matter to Chili or Salt and Pepper or none of these people. Nobody in their circle lost their job. People that me and you know lost their jobs. So they don't care. We need to accept that capitalism is rooted in exploitation and anti-blackness. And capitalists, whether they are white or black, care about money. They don't care about community. They don't care about children. They don't care about black people or brown people. And they don't care about you.
I saw someone on Twitter say we need a black MAGA list, so fuck it, challenge accepted. I'm about to show y'all celebrities who either vocally supported Trump, performed at an event of his, or follow a bunch of MAGA people, and I think they're MAGA. Starting off with Lil Wayne, because I feel...
Slow this down a little bit. Okay, let me slow that down a little. Let me slow that down a little bit. So do we really believe any of that? I mean, basically, she went on a 2-minute rant about how being entrepreneurs, wanting low taxes, not wanting to give your money back to the government is somehow anti-black. When did this happen? Whose idea was that? That's I want to know. Who thought that up? Who thought that was a good idea? So I work all day and I work hard and I start my own business. And you know, I'm taking care of my family. And now I'm all of a sudden anti-black because I don't want to help folk that didn't help me get what I have, take care of themselves through my tax dollars. That makes me anti-black. Most of this money doesn't go to black people anyway. I just want y'all to think about that. Just pontificate on that, if you will. Just let that marinate. All right, now let's go through. I'm gonna let the chick come back, who is going to do the second half of this hot mess. And you ask yourself if any of this really makes sense to you. Okay, or does it sound like somebody has an agenda? You do what is in the interest of you and your family and what's in your best interest. I'm not asking you to do anything else. We are not a collective vote. Your vote should be in your interest. Now let's listen to this little lady tell us about complaining about all these black celebrities. Now, if all these black celebrities support Donald Trump, okay, what does that say? Are all of them wrong? I don't know. You tell me. Are all of them wrong? All of you all who might not like Donald Trump or not like the Republicans at all, but you support some of the policies. Shout out to Fuquan, my man. Always good to see you. Let's listen to what else she has to say.
I saw someone on Twitter say we need a black MAGA list, so fuck it, challenge accepted. I'm about to show y'all celebrities who either vocally supported Trump, performed at an event of his, or follow a bunch of MAGA people. And when I peeped this, I unfollowed him. A couple of months ago, NBA YoungBoy said that his album Make America Slime Again is inspired by Make America Great Again, and that we should all follow what Trump applies. Y'all shouldn't be surprised about this one. Tiger Woods thinks he's a white man, but Tiger Woods is a Trump supporter, and he's actually dating the mother of one of Trump's grandchildren. Tristan Thompson is literally...
I mean, at what point, I mean, are we going to stop trying to shame black people by saying, oh, you think you white? Does Tiger Woods think he's white? Do we think Serena Williams thinks she's white because she's dating a white man? When do we get there? I mean, again, it's just some of these policies. That doesn't mean that you're white. That doesn't mean you sold out. It just means you're doing what's in your own best interest. But again, you got a lot of these people who come online who have no idea what's going on with black Americans and who have no idea who we are historically and who we've been historically. They're just only on here shooting off and spouting this ridiculous nonsense to try to convince you something that you don't believe anyway. You want to know what black people think? Go to somebody's house on a holiday and just sit around and listen to regular black people talk after they're watching the news and the crime. Nobody is in there saying, oh, they need to go easy on the people who are out here unaliving other black people. They're not saying that. They're saying exactly what you think they're saying. This is some BS. Let's keep going.
Really Canadian, but just visited the White House and was talking about how much he loves what Donald Trump is doing with the country. Some of y'all may try to tussle on if Ice Cube is a Trump supporter or not, but he worked very closely with the Trump campaign on a platinum plan for Black Americans that they never executed, and he was really propping them up with.
I mean, did Ice Cube really work hard on the platinum plan, or did he already have it ready? Or was it just something he presented? Because I believe Ice Cube specifically said, hey, this is something we presented to the Democrats and the Republicans, and we were going to be with whoever it was. Why is it that anytime black folks say, hey, well, let's see what they have to offer? You see what I mean? Why is it that it's a problem now, especially when it comes to black men reaching out? I mean, think about it. Most American men vote Republican. Mexican, white. The only American men who don't vote Republican by majority numbers are black men. Now, the fact that black men are saying, hey, you know what? Hold on a minute. I need to vote my interest, and my interest might be with these more conservative policies. Why does that? Who in here thinks Ice Cube is a sellout? I don't. The man's got a black wife, been married to for almost 30 years. He got black sons and black grandchildren. That's a hell of a litmus test for me. But yet and still, he's a sellout. And we don't even know she probably got a white man, and she's probably out there dating white men in a little college in the first place. Talking about who's selling out and who's not. Let's keep listening.
So I'm going to include Ice Cube. Waka Flocka has continuously praised Trump, his policies. He tries to say he's not a Trump supporter, but like he's been a vocal Trump supporter many times.
So what? All of these, I want y'all to think about this. All these middle-aged millionaire black men are somehow all of a sudden a problem because they like low taxes, shut down the border, all right, get all these people off welfare and send these folk home who not supposed to be here. Why is this a problem? Why is this being vilified? I'm just asking, do you think these immigrants like black people? Huh? Do you think these immigrants who are coming up here from Venezuela like black people? Because last time I checked, there was a study out of Norway, Sweden, that said that Venezuela is the most racist country in the world. And do you think they like, what does it say about the group of people who think it's a good idea to let them folk up here? The Democrat, are they good for black people at this particular point? I'm not talking about the Democrats back in the day when they were reasonable, at least. People could actually, but at some point, it's just gotten a little too extreme. And black people are like, look, you all are going a little too crazy. You're doing too much. But we'll let her finish. Go ahead.
Nelly performed at an event in 2025 to celebrate Donald Trump's inauguration. Y'all already know about this bird brain right here.
She a bird brain. So Nicki Minaj is a bird brain. She's a multimillionaire. She employs black. What do you do? Okay, and now you talk about Snoop Dogg. Now Snoop Dogg, everybody's a sellout, and you got a whole white boyfriend somewhere that we don't know about, but everybody's a sellout except you. Okay.
Snoop Dogg, another one who doesn't get enough smoke. He performed at Trump's crypto ball. Mm-hmm. Another bird brain. You can look at her and tell she's a Trump supporter. Y'all probably saw the interview from the other day of Nick Cannon talking about how he likes some of Trump's policies.
What's wrong with that? I'm just saying, Mike Tyson. Now you're gonna talk about Mike. She let it look. Here's what I want you to understand. Mike Tyson said Trump was one of the only people who stood by him when he got that grape charge. And so they're friends. So that makes him a bird brain too for standing by somebody who stood by him. You just throwing everybody in the same bucket, aren't you?
Mike Tyson, big Trump supporter. Look it up. The newest MAGA bird on the block. She tried.
Everybody's a MAGA bird. Yeah.
So many feelings was hurt this past weekend when
So again, this is how they're trying to cast black people who say, you know what, I'm not really with all these Democrat policies that you got going on. You're doing too much. Okay, you're out here doing a little too much. And so now all the rest of the black people, right? Again, I'm not saying black people are just out here supporting. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is some of the stuff he does, we don't disagree with. Some of the stuff we actually like.
After being paid $10 million for a 4-minute speech on behalf of a candidate who was absolutely mollywopped, Beyonce pledged to never again perform in a red state, which sounds close to impossible at this point of American history because damn near every state has turned.
That's all the good states. That's Florida, Texas, Louisiana. So no Essence Fest, no Miami, no Houston. You ain't gonna perform at home now. You only gonna perform in California and New York. That's what you tell them. That's not where your people are. Your people are not there, Beyonce. Love you, baby. Third Ward Beyonce. We love you, Third Ward beat. Okay. St. Mary's Academy beat over there off Wheeler. We love you. But if you're not going to perform in the red states where the black people are, Georgia, you're not going to come here. North Carolina, you ain't coming here. It's going to be hard for you to stay hot. Let's keep it pushing.
into a red state for good reason, right? But nevertheless, here we have quote unquote Queen Bee, formerly known as Queen Bee, now known as alleged suspect number 3, right? We got the diddler, we got the fiddler, and then we've got the possible middler over here. But yeah, it's interesting to me how she made this declaration that she would never again be performing in a quote unquote red state, only to give a Christmas Day performance in none other than Houston, Texas.
Okay. So
Money
she was
talks,
playing.
folks.
She was playing.
And these folks
That's right.
bullshit definitely walks. Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. If you can guarantee one thing that one of these quote unquote celebrities is going to do, that is to do the very opposite of what they said they were going to do. The very opposite. Never.
That's because they don't. You all don't think that Jay-Z and Beyonce like low taxes. I mean, let's just keep it 100. Do you think that Jay-Z and Beyonce, who are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, don't support some of the policies related to taxes that are coming out of the Republican Party? All you folk who live in New York, don't you wish you paid the taxes that they pay down in Texas and places like Florida, which is 0 state taxes? Don't you all wish that? You know how many snowbirds they have running out of New York down to Florida right now? You have the governor of New York, Governor Holcomb, literally begging New Yorkers to come back to New York who went down to Florida. That's what's going on. Do you really think? I'm just saying. I'm just pointing it out. Do you really think these people are serious? No, rich people think alike. Let's go ahead and move on to the next video because we got to push this thing on through. All right, we got to go ahead and keep it pushing. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of very interesting concepts and whatnot we want to talk about. Now, again, okay, black people, and I want to point out something else to you, and I'm gonna kind of hit this a little later, but there's another one, T-Boz. And what do all these celebrities have in common? They have money. They got money. They worked hard to get what they're trying to get. Okay, this is the problem. You're not gonna be able to convince black people that that they should be cool with giving money back, their hard-earned money back. You're not gonna be able to do that for a system that has never really supported us in the first place. Okay, you're not gonna be able to do that. Let's listen to this other video.
Inauguration, and he was so pressed that recently their planes were next to each other and he posted this billionaire Israel photo. Tina Campbell from Mary and Mary, strong Trump supporter, says it is because of her faith. Kodak Black, another Trump supporter, pretty sure he supported him because he was pardoned. In 2024, Swaley encouraged people to vote for Donald Trump and not Kamala Harris. CTE, Antonio Brown.
A lot of people didn't want to vote for Kamala Harris. She's not even black. What's wrong with you?
Strongly supported Donald Trump in the 2024 election. Ray J, another Donald Trump supporter, took this picture of Amber Rose celebrating after the election in 2024. Kanye, y'all already know, Donald Trump is his man. Detroit rappers Peasy and Icewear Vazo posted up with Donald Trump in 2024. Saquon really pissed. I will always remember this happening, but Saquon was pressed to be posted up with Donald Trump, went golfing with him, went to the Eagles White House visit, all of that, certified coon. Teddy Riley is...
Now again, what all these celebrities have, and now she's about to talk about Teddy Riley, what all these celebrities have in common, the ones you see, is they all have money. Somebody type money in the chat room. Okay, they all have money, they have something to lose. That's what you see in common here. Okay. They are all clearly capitalists. Okay, they are entrepreneurs. They banked on their own talent. I'm just pointing this out because this is laying the foundation for what we're going to continue talking about here. So hopefully I can help you all realize, hey, this is how you really feel. Let's keep it pushing.
Is another Trump supporter, I believe, because Donald Trump pardoned his brother. He praised him a lot for that. While we're on the subject of pardons, I was
Who's
looking into
telling us?
Boosie, y'all. I think that he is tap dancing for Donald Trump because he is pressed for a pardon. I really think he would support anyone who would give him a pardon, but I don't know. Take with that what you will. Dennis Rodman, big Trump supporter. They've been friends for a long time, and he even was trying to be like a diplomat for Donald Trump to North Korea.
Baby, everybody been friends with Donald Trump a long time. Did you not know Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson praised this man? Did you not know that Donald Trump has photographs with all these black celebrities who were on his nuts back in the day? Did you not know that? See, that's the problem with young people. They just, a lot of them don't know what the hell they're talking about. Let's keep it pushing.
Patrick Mahomes, no one should be surprised by this. Another one who thinks he's white. His wife is a huge Trump.
He don't think he white, baby. He knows who he is. Why is everybody? See, here's the other thing. Everybody who votes, so you got to be white to vote to want low taxes. You got to be white to want safe borders. I mean, what kind of stupidity is that? Shout out to my man Few Quiet. Only white people want safe neighborhoods. Where this degenerate? Who gave poor people the mic? Who gave all these poor black people who have these warped sensibilities and moral value? Who gave them the opportunity to speak for all the hardworking black people? Where is your grandmama at? That's what I want to know. What would she say about this? Huh? What would she say about this? Let's keep listening with your blonde hair.
Supporter. His mother is a huge Trump supporter.
Think about that. She talking about who want to be white. She's sitting up there with a blonde wig all the way down her back. The hypocrisy. You understand what I'm saying? You sitting here with a blonde wig on top of your head, talking about who want to be white and who don't. At least Patrick Ramon, mama white. You ain't white. You not. And you talking about who want to be with. Think about that. Think about that.
I don't think he's come out publicly about it, but all of his family has, and you can connect the dots. Stacey Dash, pretty sure y'all know about this one already. She endorsed him in 2016 and then tried to kind of walk it back in 2021 after the January 6th insurrection. A lot of y'all were commenting about Shaq. I don't know if he actually voted for him. They ran into each other at a UFC fight last year and they were very friendly.
Because they're all rich and they're all friends, baby. That's why.
And I believe Shaq has said that Donald Trump is a friend of his. CeeLo Green recently performed for an event at Trump at his country club, Mar-a-Lago. A lot of y'all were commenting about Sexy Red. She's confusing because first she was like she's supporting Trump. Then she said she voted for Kamala Harris. And then after Trump was elected, she performed at a wedding for one of his Trump advisors. And it was very cringe. So I don't know.
According to who? According to you? Were you invited? Did they invite you there? How did you know it was cringe if you didn't come? Shout out to Fitzgerald. Why are you talking about all you and your playlist is gonna be trash. Your playlist, you might as well listen to country music, baby. You didn't all the hot Nelly, Snoop Dogg, Kanye, CeeLo Green, Albie. You can't listen to none of them. You can't go to the movies. You can't listen to anything on the radio. What is your YouTube playlist or your SoundCloud look like? Nothing. You just got Garth Brooks. You can't listen to Garth Brooks. You're going to be listening to the indie music out of Seattle somewhere. That's all you got. That's all you got, baby. Can't listen to nothing else. That's it. Let's keep listening to it, though. Go ahead. She mad.
Take with that what you will. But she's another one I think will do and support anyone for a check.
Anyone for a check. That's how you just talking bad. Look, like I say all the time, the only advice I give folks is vote your interest. The only thing I'm going to tell you to do is vote your interest. Anybody in the chat room who tells you that Dennis Spurling told you to vote, I did not. I told you to vote your interest. Shout out to Curly Locks. If you on welfare, you live in the hood, you need to vote Democrat. Okay? If you have a nail shop, okay? If you have a plumbing service, if you are an entrepreneur, you probably need to vote for somebody who's going to make sure these taxes stay low. If you have your own business, okay? Matter of fact, if you're a school teacher, If unions, you might need to vote Democrat. Okay? Vote your interest. That's all I'm telling people to do. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but let's keep on pushing. Let's keep listening to these folk. Let's hear what they're saying. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Take a listen to this. Shout out to my foundational Black Americans. I want y'all to listen to this also, because this is they've tried to say that FBA are MAGA. Somebody type, they say FBA, Foundational Black Americans, are Black MAGA. You know who's saying that. It's a bunch of immigrants that don't like the fact that Black people are saying, hey, we need y'all to go home. Y'all over here tripping. Y'all don't like us anyway. So go ahead, head on back. Somebody call ICE. I need somebody to put that ICE phone number in the chat room. So now you got a lot of Black immigrants who are saying that Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, are Black MAGA because we support some of these policies that, and not all, okay, but because we support some of these policies under Trump, we are now, we're the bad guys. But listen to the young brother. I like him. Listen to what he has to say.
Because instead of continuously repeating a delusional lie, we chose to tell the truth, which is that unfortunately anti-Blackness is a global issue that in some places is much worse than others. Therefore, the assumption that many Black folks have that everyone who migrates here and happens to be anti-Black were automatically made that way by white America is a bit ridiculous. And many times, if you tell that objective truth, people will say that you're trying to cause division, as if the concern for the possibility of our communities being flooded with people who hate our guts is somehow anti-Black behavior, which...
So you got a lot of Democrats who are planning on replacing the Black vote with a lot of immigrants because we weren't acting right. Somebody type tangibles in the chat room. The minute we stop working for free, the minute we start demanding something in exchange for our vote, then they wanted to flood the southern border and with immigrants. So let me tell you what's going to happen. In 2028, if you vote for another Democrat, they're going to open that southern border right back up. You hear me? They're going to open that southern border right back up. And it's going to be another 4 years of immigrants coming from every damn where. Okay, they're going to remove the stay in Mexico policy that Trump has. They're going to open the southern border, and your communities, your Black communities, are going to get flooded with illegal immigrants again. That's what they're going to do. I'm just saying, let's keep that in mind. They're going to go back to the, men in dresses philosophy, and they're going to be all the stuff that, where, we ban folk from, participating in women's sports. This is what the Democrats are going to bring. I'm just saying, vote your interest. If that's in your interest to have that, go right on ahead and do it. I'm just saying, this is what's happening. Okay. So they're trying to convince you that, Trump is evil, mad, whatever you think. I don't care. But what's going to happen is they're going to open that southern border up again, and they're going to flood your town. And I can absolutely promise you that the Texas governor is going to keep those buses running. We're going to send some more to Chicago. We're going to send plenty to D.C. We're going to send some more to New York. They're not going to stay here. They ain't staying here in Texas. We're going to send them out. Okay, so y'all going to get some more illegal immigrants. As soon as they come across our border, we're going to send them to the rest of you all. All right, so this is what you're going to get in 2028 if you vote for another Democrat for president. What's his name? Gavin Newsom? That guy, he's going to open that border up. He's going to run America just like he ran California. Y'all keep that in mind. I just want you to keep that in mind. Just so you know, this is what's going to happen. It's not going to change. Anybody with some good sense is going to say, hold on, let me determine what's in my interest and not allow somebody just to punk me into voting for somebody because they say, if you don't vote for me, you're not Black. Okay, let's keep listening.
Which makes absolutely no sense. Personally, I've never encouraged my people to reject everyone. I just think that with it being clear that not everyone or even the majority of some groups are on the same page as we are or feel as if we're fighting the same fight, because that's what we love to say, that maybe at some point we can collectively stop acting as if we're oblivious to that fact.
We're not a bit oblivious. Shout out to that. I'm going to try to get that young brother on my broadcast because I like him. He has a really good, informative Instagram page, and he says a lot of cool stuff. So I'm going to try to get some of these folk up here to give them some give them an avenue to come over here to YouTube. Look, we need not 130 people to subscribe to the channel. I need 130 people to subscribe to the channel so that we can be at 100,000. We have plenty of people in this channel. About a third of you all haven't subscribed. I know it to be true because I look at my YouTube utility section. I need 130 y'all to go ahead. I know you don't like me. It's okay. There's a lot of things you don't like. You don't like Brussels sprouts, but it's good for you. Right? A lot of things you don't like. But that's okay. Because today we're going to have a grown-up conversation. And the grown-up conversation is you need me more than I need you. You need me because I'm going to tell you the ugly truth that you don't want to hear. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you the ugly truth that you don't want to hear. Okay. And there's always going to be people like me. I'm the dude in the classroom that told you that your breath stink. It smells like a hot sack of garbage in a warm summer day. That's what I'm going to tell you. Okay. I'm that guy. But you guess what I just did? I help you learn that your breath stink. So now you can get that taken together, get it together. And when you meet your husband gonna say, wow, your breath smells so fresh and minty. Okay, so I helped you out. You don't have to like me. Okay, I'm the person that you meet on the football field back in the day that helped you realize that you are not built for this. This ain't you. This is not something that you should be doing because it's painful. This is something that I can't. He's too big. He's like 6'4". He's husky. I don't want to play. I help you realize what your level is. This is who I am. Okay, this is me. This is what I do. Okay, I'm here for that. At the same time, I'm the one telling you, hey, look, these Democrats, some of the stuff that they're trying to get you to do might not be in your interest. I'm not telling you what's in your interest. I'm going to tell you vote your interest. Okay? I'm going to tell you vote your interest. That's it. But some of the stuff, it's not in your interest, and you should think about that. But anyway, you guys make sure you continue to support all my hate watchers. Somebody type hate watchers in the chat room. Okay, somebody type hate watchers in the chat room. Some of you all. Don't be angry. Don't be angry with me. I'm here to speak the truth to you. Now let's get on back to the broadcast. Let's get back to dissecting these videos. Now, let's listen to old hot boy Donald Trump, man of the hour. Listen to what he got to say.
You know, they've said this about a lot of things. No other president could do some of this shit I'm doing.
Hey, look at Tucker and Karen.
No other president.
Now, let's be honest with you. It's kind of refreshing. You know, sit up there and talk like regular people. Let's listen to him again. Let's listen to this. This is your president.
Oh, I don't want to brag, but you know, they've said this about a lot of things. No other president could do some of this shit I'm doing.
You're right.
No other president.
You're right.
The things I'm doing, nobody else.
Yeah. Let me be honest with you all. The shit, I'm quoting the president, the shit that President Trump is doing for his people is what Black Americans wish that Barack Obama had done for us. Because we supported that man over 90%, and he would get on there and say, well, I can't do anything for Black people. Trump said, I'm going to take care of mine. Everything he said he's going to do for his people, he has bent over backwards and made other people bend over backwards to get what they want, whether it's putting a conservative government in the Supreme Court on the panel, shutting down, picking fights. The man kidnapped the whole president of Venezuela. You hear me? Just so he can lock down the oil. We wish Donald Trump, we wish Obama had that same energy in him to do for Black people. If he had done what if Barack Obama had put the same energy and effort into getting what Americans needed to get, Black Americans want, he would be a hero. We wouldn't be looking at him sideways now. He could still come to the cookout. Barack Obama can't come to the cookout no more. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but if you all remember when he was voting, when he went on tour for Kamala Harris, he was talking reckless to Black people back in 2024, Black men especially. You remember how Black men cooked his ass on the internet? Y'all remember that? Barack Obama he's gonna get fouled at the pickup game. They're gonna hit him in the rib with a rib shot if he ever come to the basketball game again in Philly, LA, Venice Beach, anywhere like that. Okay, I'm just pointing it out to you. But so again, black people you may not like Donald Trump. I'm not saying I damn sure ain't telling black people they like Donald Trump, but we do appreciate this man's forthrightness and boldness. And it is. We like that. We like the unapologetic position that the man took.
Who else was going to do it? They say it all the time. Sir, could you do this? You're the only one can do it.
Real talk. If you ever want reparations, Donald Trump is the man that'll get it for you. I'm gonna be honest with you, because he has no F's to give, and that is the president who does not care about expending political capital. The man he prints up political capital like it's counterfeit money. You understand me? He don't give a damn. If you ever want reparations, it's going to come from somebody like Donald Trump. The rest of these people are politicians. They're not going to do it. They're not going to put it on the line for you. You just got to present it to him in a way in which, he'll say, yeah, I can work with that. If it's a money-making, so that's why I said, let's go ahead and get that lawsuit together or get the laws changed so that we can sue Africa, those West African countries who are the successor states of those previous kingdoms who did those deals with the Europeans to pick us up on the shore and put us in the boats. They had trade agreements, so to speak. We need to be able to get lawsuits against them so we can get judgments. And once you get the judgments, you can use that as leverage to get a vested interest in all these mineral wealth and all this oil and all this other stuff. Black Americans, if anybody we should have a stake in the financial prosperity of Africa. If anybody else does on this planet, we definitely should. And that's the only thing. And that's what my lawsuits and my reparation lawsuits are directed at. Because look, I don't care how much money you get in reparations from the United States or Europe, we still want interest in what's going on in Africa, because that's ours too. Had they not sold us and stole us and sold us and put us on those boats, we'd have that land right now. And can you imagine what Black Americans could do with Africa? The Africans ain't doing much with Africa. They can't even get along. They don't. But I know a group of people who could. The most entrepreneurial group of Black people on the planet is us. Somebody type us in the chat room. Somebody type FBA in the chat room. But anyway, let's go ahead and keep on pushing forward with these videos. You guys make sure you subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already. And hit the number 1 button. Make sure you hit the number 1 button, family. Hit the number 1 button. Boom.
We should probably just assume that all Black celebrities are MAGA. You're MAGA until proven otherwise. And when it comes to them being MAGA, it means they care more about money than being Black. And most of them are anti-Black.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Where they care more about money being Black? Is this what we said? They care more about money than being Black. Where did this come from? Where did this line of thinking come from? Let's keep it pushing, man.
For being honest. I mean, just look at who they date and marry. And that's completely their prerogative.
You mean Nicki Minaj? Didn't she married a Black dude, and he is not, I mean, he's clearly, okay, he's not white, okay? I mean, I'm just saying, it didn't come up, who do you mean who they married? Because Ketanji Brown, the Supreme Court judge, she's married to a white man. Kamala Harris, she's married to a white man, right? Name one of these Democrats who are not married to a white man or a white woman. Just think about it, right? All these so-called Democrats. So if that's the litmus test, if that's the litmus test, then you got to judge those Democrats too, in my opinion. But we'll let her keep finishing. Go ahead.
Prerogative. You can vote for who you want to vote for, but understand, if you vote for somebody like Donald Trump and openly support him, Black people, who is the majority of your fan base, do not have to support you.
No, Black people are not the majority of Nicki's fan base. White people are, baby. I'm gonna tell you, white people, they go to your concert, they buy your records. It's white. Now, Black people make you hot. Black people bring you in the culture. But that when you go to those concerts, it's gonna be a bunch of white folk out there listening to the music. They can go to Stockholm and Australia, it's filled up with white people. Okay, that's that. Just let's be honest. Keep trying. Let's keep
Just
pushing.
like
Where
you
these
can vote
people
for
come?
whoever you want to, Black people can spend our money on whatever we want to.
Who are you speaking for? Who are you speaking for? That's what I. Who are you? So we can't listen to none of the rappers from the 90s or the early 2000s. Okay, we can't listen to Nick. You can't listen to none of the female rappers, Sexy Red, none of them, because you say so. That sounds like pimping to me. Let's keep listening.
Our relationship with these stars is strictly transactional. They are not owed our unconditional support.
I mean, where are they getting these talking points from, man? Who's coming up with this? These stars? So it's okay for Meg Thee Stallion to pop that thing at the Democrat convention, but the minute somebody else go off the script, it's a problem. But anyway, let's keep pushing.
Breaking the world, because the world that exists cannot support America anymore. This isn't ideology, it's math. The post-1945 system was built when America produced, America manufactured, America exported. Today, America consumes, America borrows, America finances. The old order only works if the center is strong. It isn't. Trump understands something elites don't admit. The US can no longer afford to be the shock absorber of the world. So he's not trying to fix the system.
Yeah, in other words, we can't keep taking care of everybody. We can't keep putting military servicemen in harm's way in all these foreign countries. Shout out to Dre Harden. We can't keep supporting Europe. Europe is not offering us anything. They don't pay their own way. We're tired of it. Americans are tired of supporting the rest of the world. And that's basically what Trump is doing. He's like, you know what? We just going to control the Western Hemisphere. China is pretty much going to control the Eastern Hemisphere. That's kind of where we're going. Okay? That's what I see. Let's keep pushing.
He's trying to crash it on his terms. Every alliance he weakens. Every institution he undermines. Every trade rule he breaks. That's not madness. That's preemptive abandonment. Because when the system finally fails, and it will, the country still playing by rules will collapse first. Trump wants America to be unpredictable, unanchored, uncommitted. Why? Because predictable empires get bled slowly. Unpredictable ones get paid quickly. This is why he hates multilateralism. Because multilateral systems force the strong to subsidize the weak. This is why he attacks NATO. Because NATO is an insurance policy America can't afford anymore.
NATO is an insurance policy that America can't afford anymore. Basically, we're tired of playing stepdaddy. Dear rest of the world, America is tired of playing stepdaddy. Okay, it's not our job to take care of all y'all. You need to feed your own people. You need to get medicine for your own people. Okay, you need to fight your own wars. That ain't my fault. Y'all don't even invite us to the wedding. We don't even get to walk you down the aisle. All you all do in your foreign countries is sit up and talk bad about Americans till you need something with your needy selves. When the minute Russia start whooping up on one of y'all want to call them, we need some of those we need some of those Tomahawk missiles. Can America support us with their satellites? No, we busy. We doing stuff over here. Okay? We are resorting our lawn over here. We are making changes and adding amenities to our facilities over here. We don't have time for you. Europe, Africa, Taiwan. We're tired of y'all begging. Somebody type begging in the chat room. We're tired of paying for your security. Okay, we're tired of footing the bill. Okay, we're tired of that. You Europeans and your superiority, you don't even have air conditioning over there. Have you seen the British people? Have you seen their teeth? Y'all need to brush your teeth. Focus on brushing teeth. Get a little fluoride in your water. I know it's supposed to be bad, but you need a little fluoride. Your teeth are brown. We tired of y'all. All that. All you do when they send to Europe, all they do is come over here and cause trouble. Most of these Europeans, they're just troublemakers. Tired of them. All Europe ever does is go to war with each other, fighting Ukraine, Germany, Russia, France, fighting invade. Leave us alone. The last time we invaded one of our neighbors was Mexico, and that was back during the Alamo. We had a little discrepancy. We had a little issue. Okay, we worked it out. Okay, but I'm saying you all just stay invading each other. Little tiny, little shitty part of the world called Europe, and you stay invading each other. That's your problem. And then when you got tired of invading each other, you started invading other people's countries and won't leave, and now you're mad because those people are re-invading you. Period. We're tired of y'all. Y'all need to go get you a job. That's what somebody type get a job. Europe, you all need jobs. You get them 4 days off. We over here working. Hey, we got Americans living in cars, working full-time jobs, 2, 3, just to pay taxes to help fight Europe's fights. We're tired of you all. You understand that? You don't do enough for us. We don't need multilateralism. What we need you all to do is leave us alone. Ain't nobody gonna paddle their boats over here and mess with us. They won't. Look, we are not worried about anybody invaded us. All we need is a couple of YNs from Florida, anybody in Florida, okay? We get some, especially the Panhandle, we get some white boys from the Panhandle, some YNs from around about Orlando, okay? We get 5th Ward, 3rd Ward, okay? We get a couple of chicks from the Bronx. You ain't coming over here, okay? You're not coming over here. We got some, wait till you get to South Carolina and West Virginia. You're not gonna make it out of there. We good. We not worried about what y'all worried about. Shit, yards. But anyway, yeah. So this is what's going on. This is Trump's policy, basically saying, "Hey, we kind of just gonna focus on our national issues. We're not gonna focus on what you offer." And I think that's good for America. Period. Now, this lady right here, very beautiful one. I think she's just gorgeous. Now, I don't agree with all the crazy stuff she talked about, but you all will see her on CNN and listen to what she has to say. She was on, I forget the name of this show. I hope I don't get issue with this. Let me type fair use. I'm going to play some music in the background because I don't want them to, give me a hard time for playing this, but this is on the Breakfast Club. Listen to what she has to say in this moment of clarity. Okay, I want you to listen to what this little lady has to say in this moment of clarity. Okay. All right. Listen to this.
When you look at what Trump is doing as president, in a way, he's challenging capitalism. He's putting tariffs on countries indiscriminately just because he wants to, making the case that he's doing it for Americans. He is taking government stakes in private companies. That's a Bernie Sanders idea, by the way. He is creating a government website where people can shop around for prescription drugs, another Bernie Sanders idea. So his willingness to...
What's up, baby girl? What's up? Welcome to the broadcast. It's Uncle D. Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. I couldn't help myself. Yeah. Late night with Uncle D. Yeah.
To just take some of these ideas the Democrats have been talking about and just do them, no matter how controversial they are, has been one of the things that, whether you like him or not, what people will say about Trump is that he does what he says. And I think that Democrats, one of the big problems that they have is that voters don't think they're going to do what they say.
That's a fact. We don't.
They say all the right things.
We don't think the Democrats are going to do what they say they're going to do because they haven't. Again, as I said, you don't have to like Trump. Most of us don't like Trump. Even some of us who voted for Trump don't like Trump, but we do like some of the things that he's doing. And we like the fact that he typically tries to do the things he says he's going to do. And we wish Barack Obama had that same energy for black people that Trump has for his people. Because if Barack Obama had tried half as hard as to get stuff for black people, he wouldn't get treated like he's getting treated now. But let's go ahead and let this pretty lady finish speaking.
But they don't think they're going to do what they say. And so whether it's challenging, you can call it challenging capitalism or challenging whatever, voters want to know that you're willing to buck the system for them. And I think Trump does that right now in a way that really like shakes people up and makes people really mad. But
Man,
that is
man.
also why a lot of voters, whether they like him or not, they will describe him as effective.
Yeah. That's the truth. You know, I mean, you know, yeah, he might be breaking a couple of laws. Definitely been in a few laws. Definitely up there getting rich. But most black people, most Americans pretty much assume that all politicians are crooks anyway. Let me just keep it one. We assume that all politicians are crooks. And the main thing is, what are we gonna get out of it? What do we get out of you up there? If Barack Obama was doing shady stuff, which I'm sure he was, we don't care as long as Bill Clinton, same thing. We know Joe Biden was out there doing shady stuff. Somebody type Hunter's laptop in the chat room. We know that they were out there doing shady stuff. The question is, are we going to benefit? Okay, but let's keep on pushing. Y'all hit the number 1 button, and let's keep on listening. Let's check this out.
Fool you. The United States and Americans are doing really well. Median household income in the United States, adjusted for inflation, straight up. Checkable deposits and currency, again, straight up. Millennial wealth, straight up. Over $16 trillion as of 2025. Why? Because millennials bought homes, household equity in real estate, straight up. And because they have much more money, personal consumption of Americans, straight up. Oh, it's because they're borrowing money. No. Household debt to GDP for the United States, straight down. Oh, it's student loans. No, it's not. This is the consumer balance sheet. Almost $200 trillion in assets and less than 21 trillion in loans. So
why are we doing all this bitching and complaining? Excuse the language. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss that much. But if you listen to some of these cable podcasts, that was swept down that we all broke out here in these streets. But apparently, according to the numbers on the books, we're doing better. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm listening to this man just like you all are listening to him. So where's all this complaining coming from? Why do you think they would trying to convince us that we're not doing better if that's what it says? Okay, and I'm not trying to refute what this man says. I'm not supporting. I'm just saying this is what he's saying. If what he's saying is true, we're doing better, but you don't hear that in the news.
student loans? Oh yeah, that's that small light blue bar right there in the middle there. If you can find credit card, I think it's another sliver there. Don't let the internet fool you. America's doing really well. If you also want to do well,
well, you're right, because that's why you still got people running up here. If we were doing that bad, they wouldn't be coming up here by the millions every year, would they? Somebody type common sense in the chat room. If we were doing that bad off, they wouldn't be trying to come up here by the millions, would they? So just again, family, just take everything you hear with a grain of salt, especially when you got people who have political
family
agenda.
Or a really happy family. Just remember this. Somewhere back in their lineage, they weren't rich or they weren't happy until one thing happens. The one shows up.
The one. Remember earlier, the political pundits said that black people, you know, if you want generational wealth, that's somehow anti-black. So if you're that one, if you're the one who lifts your whole family up out the hood, the ghetto, who sets an example, you are somehow anti-black. This man is telling you this is how it happened. Keep listening. I'm the one in my family, just so you all know.
The one in every family. If you see a rich family, eventually there's one person who changed it. You see a happy family, one person changed it. In my freaking family, I'm the one in this family. I'm the one. I took all the late nights, all the hits, all the stress, all the worry. I'm the one who grew. I'm the one who went to the events. I'm the one who read the books. I'm the one who did the meeting after the meeting after the meeting. I'm the one who did all that stuff. I'm the one who worked on myself. I'm the one in my family. And now, you know what? I do have a rich family and I do have a happy family. And if you're listening to this, maybe you were born to be the one. Maybe the whole reason you're here is what you're going to leave behind is a totally different lineage in your family.
I'm the one. I'm the one. And come over here for a minute. Come over here. Come over here. I got somebody I want y'all to meet. I got to say something to you. Come over here. Come on down here. Come down here. I'm the one. Look at him. Look at him. He got a new pair of glasses. Son, look, come over here. This is my hat he got on. I want y'all to know that. My head used to be smaller. And that's my hat. And he been wearing my hat every day. Please explain to him why you be wearing my hat every day. I can't fit it. Come on in, sir. What's your name?
Dennis.
That's my name. So you got my name and my hat. Tell the people why you wearing my hat, sir.
Because you gave it to me.
Hold on a minute. You have proof that I gave you my hat? How can it be my hat if I gave it to you, sir?
It's been in my room for the past 2 years.
First of all, sir. You don't have any proof that I gave you my hat, but he be walking around with my hat. And like, you know how when y'all like your stuff look better on somebody else than it look on you, it kind of make you feel a certain kind of way. That's how I feel. Can I touch the hat? It's a nice hat. It's a beautiful hat. I remember when I bought this hat. You can have it back. I'm gonna let you go. But every time he be walking around with just my hat. You just be walking around my hat and I'll be jealous. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be jealous. Sir, I know you're a liberal. He's a liberal. He's the liberal of the house. Roman's not, neither is my youngest son, but he's a bit of a liberal. Sir, tell us about these liberal policies that you support.
I have not been paying attention to liberal policies.
Likely excuse. You support a lot of liberal policies, don't you?
Like what?
All of them. Tell us the truth.
No.
Come on in here. Yes, you do. He's a bleeding heart liberal.
I don't like liberals.
You don't like, oh my God. The internet is gonna get you. Hey, them girls ain't gonna like you if you're a liberal. You can't be around here telling them that you gotta be like, yeah, oh my God, I believe in this. You can't be telling you don't like liberals?
Liberals are fake.
Oh my God. What generation are you in?
Liberals are still like I'm gonna explain it.
Now you know what he accused me of being.
I did not accuse
They
you
accused me of being a feminist.
I did not say
These
that.
people have accused me of being a feminist. I said I believe women should have equal rights. They should be able to do whatever the hell they want to do. And they was trying to tell me I was a feminist. I'm like, I just believe women should have equal rights. Vote, work, shit. Do any damn work, construction, do whatever the hell you want to do. That's what I told. That don't make me a feminist. Does it?
You said that you were egalitarian. Right?
Yes. I believe everybody is equal. I want everybody to work. I want them to go to war. I want them to get drafted, pay their bills. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? That don't make me a feminist. I'm offended by that. You gonna get me put out the YouTube, son?
I did not.
That's what they said. I'm just saying. I believe that everybody's equal. I don't want to get in a situation where women can't goddamn vote, can't have their own bank accounts and cars and shit. That's too much damn responsibility. She got to live with you now because she can't get her own goddamn house. That's what you want. That's what y'all want. Y'all crazy. You ever shit, let her, man, boy, please. You want these women to be able to take care of themselves. Let me tell you something. You young. I want you to listen to this. You always want her to have a place she can get on up and go on back to. You want her to be able to get up out of here. Look, I'm trying to tell you now. You don't want a woman that's 100% dependent on you. You want her to be able to get on up and have her own car, own job on us, so she get on back on to her side of town. That's what you want. I know you understand what I'm saying. You don't know what I'm talking about. Now, look, the other thing is I'm going to let you go. But, Daddy has been serious talk. Can we have a serious conversation? Okay, he's younger than me. I know, we look, I know I look young and handsome. But he's a little younger than I am. A little bit. Okay, because he's my son, so that makes sense. But what are your thoughts on some of these some of these policies of our current administration? Go ahead and speak into the microphone. Go ahead. I'm not going to yell.
Which ones you're talking
Come on in. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to yell.
I'm
not a yeller.
I haven't been focused on politics. I've been focusing on school.
You've been focused on school. Don't you want to go to law school?
Yes.
Yes. Don't you think you should focus on something? You've been focusing on engineering or something like that?
Yes.
That's good. He's so peaceful. He's peaceful. He's not loud. I'm loud. Am I loud? You better not answer that goddamn question. Get your big up out of here. Get up out of here. Get up out of here. I ain't loud. I'm assertive. Yeah, he be talking quiet. He be talking quiet. But let me tell you something. He had a good ass fight the other day. I'm gonna show him your fight. Can I show him your fight? He had a good ass fight the other day with his brother at the like he quiet. Come back down here. Now we're gonna get back to the regularly scheduled broadcast. But Dennis is a hell of a fighter. Let me tell you, that's him right there at jiu-jitsu. He fought his professor's a 7-stripe and this is him and his brother scrapping it out. I was watching. Look at them. I'm gonna let y'all see this. Can you see that? That's me breathing heavy in the background because I'm out of breath. Look, that's Dennis and Roman fighting it out. Big brother versus little brother. This is jiu-jitsu. Now, Roman is a fake white belt. The truth is he got a blue belt. He's just peaceful out here. Can you see, son? Yes, I can see. You can see? Look at them. Yeah, this is it was going down. But they've been involved in Muay Thai. Oh, that's somebody took somebody down. Let's see who did that. Let's see. Well, I thought Roman was gonna take you back on that one, man. I thought he was gonna choke the shit out of you, son. I was feeling bad. You don't want to get beat up by your little brother. Look at that. Close guard. Yeah. Uh-huh. Ain't going for the choke. And see, Roman and Dennis have two different fighting styles. Roman, I thought you were going for the triangle on that one. Arm bar? You can't get Roman in no goddamn arm bar. Arm bar is quick as hell. Shit. What's wrong with you? And that's our professor. That's Professor Homolo in the back, 7th degree black belt. He's actually a student of Master Gracie. So that's where we attend. So yeah. They don't want to see all this shit. They don't want to see all of this. Is not what my crowd likes. But anyway, sir, we appreciate you for your time and energy. You can get on up out of here. Your hat might come a missing. I'll let you know that now, homeboy. That hat might end up missing. You might see me hanging out like, Uncle D is back with the D hat. Anyway, family, like I said, we're talking about, and shout out to my son, man. Shout out to my boy, man. He's working on his engineering degree at one of the local universities. Super proud of him. He wants to build bridges and all sorts of telling me about concrete mixing. I'm like, that's great. That's fantastic. That's wonderful. I don't know nothing about that. I just want the concrete not to crack in my community. But anyway, so again, family, let's get back to the broadcast. And again, so the question is, or not really the question. What I'm trying to tell y'all is a lot of black people don't necessarily like Donald Trump. That's not what I'm saying, but they do like some of the things that he's doing. Not all, but some. Okay, they like some of the things that he's doing. Okay, keep pushing.
Mind with what he just said about Donald Trump, you've got to watch it for yourself.
When the people pick the leader, God does not like him. When God picks the leader, the people don't like him. They didn't like Moses. They didn't like Jesus. They didn't like David at first. Only reason they accepted David is because he beat Goliath down, and then King Saul still tried to kill him. See, so when God picks a leader, and here's the other problem. God picks a leader based on his purposes. He does not pick a leader so that you can keep your health insurance. God got bigger things to think about than your health insurance. He has bigger things to think about than your little Social Security. Watch this. He got bigger things to think about than egg prices and gas prices, which, by the way, have come down half since he's been in office the second term. So, but the problem is that whenever God uses you, Satan will seek to mess up your character. I am amazed. There's a book there. If we put this up, like, you can just, so they can just hear it. There's a book called The Paradigm by Jonathan Cahn. Every person that read that book said I was wrong about Donald Trump. Every person. And guess what I've told people? Before you argue with me, read the book. Guess what they do? They don't read the book and try to argue with me. So they'll let me know your mentality. You don't like to educate yourself. You just like to argue. Most people don't know. They don't. It is a simple fact. You know Miles with Worship with Wonders?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a close friend of mine.
Okay.
Yeah, him and his wife do worship services in the White House and the Pentagon.
Mm-hmm. See, they don't know that they're having Bible studies in the White House. See, you know what Christians do? Is they say, well, Donald Trump cussed. So did you when that person cut you off in traffic the other day. And you know what's worse than profanity? Is your gossip. Gossip is worse than cussing. And most Christians gossip. So while you judging him, you worse than he is because that man has more responsibility in a minute than you do in a lifetime. Okay? So yeah. So the man renewed his faith.
I mean, bottom line is you hear this black man saying some things about Donald Trump, and you're really not supposed to say that in the black community. We're not supposed to speak highly of anybody on the Republican Party, but this is man just speaking about it. All right. So again, a lot of black people don't like Donald Trump, but there are some black people who do. A lot of black people don't like Donald Trump's policies, but there are some black people who do. That's my whole point. Okay?
Publicly, Franklin Graham is his mentor. People just here in Atlanta, Jettison Franklin, Miles, other people, Wayne T. Well, let me not mention names. Wayne T. I mean, watch this. You remember in the first inauguration, Donald Trump became president? Think it's a coincidence that he asked for all Christian pastors to say those prayers? You go back and look at the first inauguration. It was Franklin Graham, Wayne T. from Detroit, Paula White, a guy named Hispanic pastor who believes in deliverance, Rodriguez. It was, and all of them, when you listen to their prayers, they were actually canceling the curses that were on the United States. That's why all of them prayed in the name of Jesus. Most people don't know that Donald Trump selected them to pray and told them, don't script it. Do what you believe God is telling you to do. Did you know he's trying to get prayer back in schools? Did you know he mandated that every house should have a Bible? Did you know that they have a faith wing in the White House and it has its own office? Did you know that he has mandated for all Christians in the United States to pray 1 hour a week? That's sad.
Now again, all my Bible-loving black people, do we have a problem with prayer? I mean, did Barack Obama tell you all to pray? Did he have a office dedicated in the White House to prayer? I mean, what Democrat in recent history had anything dedicated to prayer? We know that Clinton, he was up there getting that sloppy toppy. Okay, we knew that. We know Joe Biden was senile and doing all the stealing he could. We know that. Okay, we know Barack Obama actually unalived some citizens of the United States with strikes. I'm just saying. I'm good, right? It's president. What you got to do. But I haven't yet to see anybody talk about God more than black people. And here you got a black man saying, hey, this is what Donald Trump is doing in the White House. I'm just pointing it out. Again, you don't have to like the man, but some of the policies we do like. Some of the things we do like. We don't have to like Donald Trump. Some of the stuff we do like. I have yet to meet a black person who has a problem with Donald Trump shutting down the porous border that we had during Joe Biden. I've yet to see one black person who has a problem with that. Let's keep listening.
This actually happened. It's kind of bizarre.
This is literally bunker.
Real estate mogul and a television star. But does he really want to add president of the United States to his resume? A lot of people would like him to. Please, let's find out, and please welcome my friend, Donald Trump.
My friend. Watch this. Just watch this. This is nuts. We're in an alternative universe. Okay? Because this is not that long ago.
Go standing O.
Bro, watch this. Just watch how this goes. Watch this. So she's a Republican. That's easy.
Yep.
But everybody else.
Look at Joy. Can't wait to get a hug in.
Yeah, everyone's hugging. Look at this. Look at this. Kisses.
Here's what I'm trying to point out to you youngsters. All these people that hated Donald Trump when he ran for president were on his nuts when he was just a regular dude, a dude with hotels and casinos and everything. They didn't have a problem with him then. So what does that tell you? It tells me it's politics. That's what it tells me. It tells me they're disingenuous. That's what it tells me. So all the fake hate for this man, this is the first crazy president we've had, first old president we've had. That's what you all are, the first president who's siphoned off some did some kickbacks. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Hell, the first couple of presidents we had in this country were slave owners. Let's keep pushing.
Hugs, kisses to Whoopi. Everybody hugs and kisses. Even Joy Behar. Hugs and kisses. Even Joy Behar hugs and kisses.
Watch this. Field day right now. Buddy now that's going to protect them and protect this country, because we're not going to be a great country for long if we keep going the way we're going right now.
The audience cheers.
Yeah.
We will destroy this country. It won't be a war if the economics of this country keep going the way they're going. We're not going to have a country.
You're kind of a social liberal, Donald. You know, you're a social liberal. Could you actually get the base to vote for you in the primary?
Well, every poll is saying that I'm the one that does the best. They're doing polls.
They actually have you a higher approval rating than Mitt Romney, Tim Pawlenty, John Boehner.
Yeah, let's just point out that Trump won this recent election in 2024 overwhelmingly. He won all of the swing states. Let's keep that. Just be reminded of that. Let's keep pushing.
Let's just pause and think. He's
very poised. He's listening. He's
grasp
yeah.
the 180.
Yeah.
That the media has taken on him since he decided to be president. When you see the machine go after a guy, we've never seen the machine go after someone as bold-faced. The prosecutions, the Russiagate stuff on television every night, all of it. And then to see just a few years ago.
That's right. Your eyes did not deceive you. That was Donald Trump on The View. And that wasn't that long ago. You see how they were treating him? They were loving him down. Hugging each other, giving kisses, and then all of a sudden, everything just changed.
And that just lets you know just how fake all these Hollywood people are. They was all over him. Oh yeah, he was a darling back in the day until this man decided to run for president. I'm just saying, look, vote your interest. I'm not telling you what to vote for. At this point, I'm explaining to Democrats you have a problem. Okay, because you're not going to get all these black folk back on the Democrat plantation. It's not going to happen. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that black people are now very rich. We're very successful compared to the rest of the black folk. Now, if you want to compare us to people who've had a 400-year head start, that's one thing. But if you want to compare us to the rest of the black people on the planet, we're the richest group of black people on the planet. So let's start there. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that now after 60-something years of voting rights, et cetera, we're at that point now, middle age, we have property, we have land. Over 60% of black people are upper middle class are rich. Now flip the script, if you take it back to the 1960s, 63% of black people live below the poverty line. So we're a different group of people than we were. And see, the numbers tell the truth. And so your perspective changes the more money you get. You see, and you can't sell us the ideas from the 1960s. Those same ideas don't buy purchase in 2026. That's what I'm trying to help people understand. But listen to what this gentleman has to say. He's going to talk to you about your financial peak.
50. Dude, I didn't start making any money until I was.
I want to touch on that.
Till I was real money till I was like 36.
No, that's subjective to a lot of people. What's real money?
I mean, I appreciate you asking the clarifying question. I never made more than $300,000 a year until I was 36. Never. So for those of you that are out there that are 27, 28, 30, and you're like, man, these guys are rich. First of all, most of the people that tell you they're rich are not. Don't get caught up in the fact that you're not where you want to be in 3 months or 3 years.
Somebody type is greater later. Somebody who's been here for a long time with me type is greater later.
And also this idea that you're going to start working at 20 and retire at 30. Like,
no.
Guys, let's.
There's so many people that believe that.
Dude, like, what world do you live in, bro? You don't go from making $80 grand a year to making $27 million a year. You go like, I'm at 80. How can I get to $150? And if it takes you my first million, I didn't make my first million a year until I was 43. 43.
Yeah, somebody pointed. Trump didn't flip on Michael. He didn't flip on Michael Jackson when he had issues. He didn't flip on Mike Tyson when he had issues. I want y'all to remember that. It's a lot of these so-called liberals. They just flip on some of these folk, even if they were innocent, even if it was known. But anyway, keep it pushing. Let's keep listening.
Understand why we voted for Trump? Let me explain why we did. Okay, there are two clips that I'm going to play. One of Obama and one of Trump. You have Obama saying we're no longer a Christian nation, and you have Trump saying on May 17th, we're going to make this country a nation under God again. So that's exactly
Black people, the most religious group of people in America, the most church attending group of people. Do you have a problem with a president who says we're going to make this country one nation under God again? I'm just asking. Black people, this is for black people only. This is for foundational black Americans only, those who can trace your heritage back to the killing fields, the slave plantations, the tobacco plantations, the sugarcane plantation. Do you have a problem with a president who says that we're going to make this country, we're going to bring this country back under God again? Do we have a problem with that? I don't. I like that idea because we've been quite ungodly for a minute now. I don't have a problem with it. And I don't think most black people with good sense, who were raised with good sense, have a problem with. We need a little God in this country. We've always had God. Black people don't have, foundational black Americans don't have a problem with bringing God back into our daily living. We don't have a problem with it. I can understand why some other people don't. I can understand people who might disagree with the Bible and disagree with religion in general. I understand why people who may not be Christian. I can understand why you have a problem with it. But we as foundational black Americans don't have a problem with God. We never did. It's the reason why we're still here. Let's keep listening.
Why we voted for Trump. If you don't understand, let me go ahead and roll these clips so you can hear for yourself.
We're no longer a Christian nation.
We do not consider ourselves a Christian
To support
nation.
this exciting renewal this morning, I'm pleased to announce that on May 17th, 2026, that we're inviting Americans from all across the country to come together on our national mall to pray, to give thanks, and we are going to do something that everyone said, like, that's tough. We're going to rededicate America as one nation under God. You know, a lot of people.
Why do you have, who has a problem? What foundational black American has a problem with that? Somebody type FBA in the chat room. All my FBAs. Who has a problem with that? All my Salon people. All my indigenous black Americans. Who has a problem with that? I don't have a problem with it. At all. I don't have a problem with God. I don't have a problem with the Most High. And my people don't either. Whether it comes from Trump or Clinton or Kennedy or Reagan or whatever president, we don't have a problem with God. We love God. God is the reason that we're still here. After all that turmoil and hell we went through, whatever president calls on the name of the Most High, most black people don't have a problem with that. Again, you might not like Trump, but you like that, right? That's not even policy. That's just setting the tone. We like that. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's what I mean by the Spirit. It's so incredible to see it. I see it so much. I've never seen anything like it in 1 year. I thought it would take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to be where we are. We've done it in, really 10 months. We're at 12, but now it's just getting to a level that we've never reached before as a country. But that includes religion. And maybe that's part of the reason that we're doing so well. There's such great spirit. It's all spirit, and it includes religion. I've always said, you just can't have a great country if you don't have religion. You have to believe in something. You have to believe that what we're doing, there's a reason for it. There has to be a reason for it. We're all working and we're behaving. I behave because I'm afraid not to, okay? Because I don't want to get in trouble.
I'm just saying, man. Sometimes, you just got to take things at face value. I definitely support that. I wish all of our presidents would emphasize the fact that we need to focus on the Most High. I wish all of our presidents would take that position. Leadership starts at the top. Let's keep listening, and then we're gonna go ahead and keep it pushing.
Black celebrities, and it's really freaking me out. It's happening to Nicki. It's happening to Dave Chappelle. It happened to Kanye. This full-on embrace of not just right-wing conservatism, but also really extremist MAGA.
No, it's because they're rich, baby. It's because they're rich. See, poor people think rich people and successful people doing things that are in their best interest is extremists, because you really want somebody to take care of you. That's what it really is. You feel entitled. And the reason you feel that way is because you were brainwashed by your leaders between the 1920s and the 1970s into believing that you are owed something. See, before that, before the 1920s, Black people were builders. Now we are beggars. And the question you should be asking yourself is how that happens. And because I know most folk don't actually read books, I'm going to invite you to read a book called The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson, where he goes into details and explains that the intellectuals who were tainted by socialism and communism were constantly telling Black people, the poor Black people, that, oh, well, you know, capitalism wasn't going to work for you. And in reality, the poor Black people who had their shoe shine business, their plumbing business, their electric business, they were farmers, they were steady doing well. Okay, steady is the Ebonics term using me. They were continually ongoing doing well, okay, with their businesses. And those are the people that developed the schools and the churches and the communities and the neighborhoods. And those intellectuals in New York City who were infiltrated by socialism and all that other stuff that they had going on back then were trying to convince Black people, hey, this capitalism isn't going to work for you. You need to go ahead. But that was all a setup. And that's why we went from being builders to beggars. But again, the Democrat Party then came along in the 1960s and say, hey, if these Black people feel entitled to something, well, let's just go ahead and offer them welfare and all these set-asides, and we'll just get them to vote for us. They already feel like they're entitled to something. They feel like the government is never going to support them. They've already seen they built all these towns and whatnot not up, and then white folk came along and burnt them down in during Red Summer. So let's go ahead and we'll take advantage of this. That's what happened. Now, I did a whole broadcast on that, but that's where we are. That's why we are the way we are, and that's why this young lady, who's clearly been brainwashed by a lot of these elite liberals and intellectuals and so on and so forth in the name of Black power and Black righteousness, truly feels as though there's something wrong with Black people saying, hey, let me embrace a do for self feeling. Let me go ahead and try to conserve and hold on to what I have. Let me go ahead and embrace some of these entrepreneurial activities. Let me focus on things that are good for me, like low taxes. That's why she considers it extremist. Those Black people are rich. That's why they feel the way they do. They're not extremists. Let's keep listening. Shout out to everybody who
ideals,
contributed to the
agendas,
Super
and
Chat,
belief
Cash App,
systems
and
that are
PayPal.
particularly and extremely dangerous to Black people. It's not just the Candace Owens of our community. And it's not just Stacey Dash. It's these celebrities that have developed these huge cult of personality and have somehow ended up on the right because they're drunk with power. And then you have people like Stephen A. Smith who toy with that line, who spout right-wing talking points that are counterproductive to Black people's success, like truly, but somehow is still able to draw a line somewhere in the middle of that until he doesn't. And I don't know what that line is. Is it money? Is it power? Is it blackmail? A lot's going on right now. Whatever it is, it possibly does exist. It existed for the other celebrities I mentioned. If it's not an obsession with attacking Black people, then it's attacking trans people, especially Black trans people. That's the word, obsession. It is literally an obsession. An obsession with how Black people move, with how trans people move, with how women move. An obsession with having power.
I mean, you see what she pushing. You keep saying, why are you throwing Black people in with the motherfucker? That ain't got nothing to do with us. They wasn't here doing slavery. And if they were, they weren't no oppressed class. Why do they keep throwing Black people into this coalition? Why do you keep throwing foundational Black Americans into this coalition that don't give a damn about us? You telling me trans people aren't racist? I just heard a member of the LGBT community say something horrible to a Black ICE agent, call him the N-word, and didn't give a damn. You don't think some of those slave masters and racist folk, you don't think they're part of the LGBT, some of the most racist, bigoted people in America right now are riding the rainbow? Stop throwing us in with them. You don't speak for us. None of you folk who are foreigners and got your foreign cultures, you don't speak for Black America. We speak for our damn selves, and we're tired of it. Go speak for your own community. The minute you start throwing Black people into a coalition with a whole bunch of other people, you immediately lose the right to speak for. You speak for us, period. We didn't want to be in a coalition. We don't want it. We don't win when we're in a coalition. What happens is they throw us on the front line, we die, we suffer, and then everybody else turns around and reaps the benefit from it. And we're tired of that. We are sick and tired of that. And at this point, it's just flat out disrespectful. Stop throwing us in the damn coalition. We're not a coalition. We are our own people with our own history and our own culture. We're not joined at the hip with any other group. Period. And I'm gonna tell you something. You all keep doing it, you're gonna keep losing voters. You're gonna continue to lose you're gonna lose the ear of black people. Because whether you all like it or not, I am one of just the regular old black man with damn near 100,000 subscribers because I say things that they agree with. I voice the things that they really feel. That's why you got a middle-aged black man from Texas with 3 kids saying the same thing that regular black folks say. And they like, yeah, I'm with that. People sit up and watch me on their tellies, and 30% of the people watching this broadcast are watching it on their television because they agree with what I'm saying. Period. Vote your interests. I'm not telling you who to vote for. Vote your interests. The bottom line is the Democrats got a problem. They have a real problem because that same old playbook is not running anymore. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Now, let's go ahead and get back to this lesson. Now, when Democrats sold their modern policy program to Black America in the 1960s, Black people weren't just struggling, we were poor. We were legally segregated and lawfully ostracized from the large parts of American life. The government and society has spent generations telling Black people where we couldn't live, where we couldn't go to school, where we couldn't work, where we couldn't eat. There was matter of fact, there was nothing we could do about it either. And that's why the Civil Rights Act of 1964 mattered. It outlawed segregation in places like restaurants and hotels and theaters and public schools and libraries. We couldn't even go to the library and check out a book. We couldn't even go. We were banned sometimes from employment. You see, and then we couldn't vote about it in a democracy. And we tried to vote, they would brutalize us. And that's why the Voting Rights Act of 1965 mattered. It was designed to enforce the 15th Amendment because states had spent decades denying Black people the right to vote. In practice, there was a census that was taken in 1959. This is what I need y'all to understand. In 1959, 55% of Black people lived in poverty. That's the majority of Black people lived in poverty. This is who we were. In 1959, that means over half of Black America was living below the poverty line right before the modern civil rights era. By 2022, that number had dropped to 17%. So we went from 55% of us in poverty to 17%, which means the rest of us are upper middle class, are rich. And that in 2022, that was the lowest Black poverty rate on record. By 2024, it jumped up a little bit to 18.4%, but it's still saying it's nowhere near what it was. So no, Black America isn't we're not where we need to be. We'd like to have a zero poverty rate, but is that really practical? No, especially for people that are systematically held back. You understand? We get that. The wealth gap is still real. Ownership gap is still real. The inheritance gap is still real. But let's stop acting like Black America's in the same position we were in when the Democrats first made these political bargains with us in the 1960s. We are not. And the other thing you have to ask yourself, we comparing ourselves with a group of people who had a 400-year head start, and we've only been free Generation X is the first born fully free group of Black people. And some of them are still in their 40s. And this is how well we're doing. I want you to look at the education situation in the 1940s. Only about 7% of Black Americans graduated from high school. Think about that. 7% of Black Americans in 1940. This is where we were. And college is worse. In 1940, only 1% of black people had a college degree. By 2019, about 88% of black Americans had high school diplomas and 26% had bachelor's degrees. That's not small progress. That's not small, man. That's a civilization jump in less than a lifetime. So when we talk about black politics changing, we've got to understand that black people change first. We're more educated, we're more urban, we're more professional. We've got more homeowners, more business owners, more college graduates, more people with retirement accounts, more people with something to protect, and more people who don't want to be talked to like we're still living in 1965. And that's why Democrats have a long-term problem. Their message was built for a black America that was poor, legally trapped, and desperate for government protection. But in 2026, a lot of black people are trying to protect our homes and our children and our businesses and our careers and marriages and bank accounts and churches and schools and institutions. There was a study by Pew. It said that in 2022, about 46% of black Americans were middle income and about 9% were upper income. So when you add middle income and upper income alone, black people together, you think about that. You're talking about the majority of black America is middle income or upper income. I want you to think about that. The majority of black America is middle income or upper income. And that's money changes how people think. You understand me? People with something to lose don't always vote like people who have nothing to lose. Does that make sense? We're not the people of 1965. We're the people of 2026. People with something to lose don't vote like people with nothing to lose. And let me run this back to you. Again, Generation X, very important generation. It's the first black generation born after the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. In plain English. We're the first black generation born fully free on paper with all the legal rights that our parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents were denied. That's us. Somebody type X in the chat room. Somebody type Gen X in the chat room. Somebody type Gen X in the chat room. That's amazing. Some of these people are still in their 40s and 50s. So what I'm saying is when you step back and look at the timeline, black America has made all this progress in less than 65 years. And that doesn't mean racism is gone. That damn sure not what I'm saying. It's back better than ever. Hey, they are outstanding out there. You understand? Somebody type Chud. Chud is back. Nick Fuentes. I'm not even saying America's fair. It's fair enough. Right? You got to make it what it is. But again, what it does mean is that black people are not the same politically, economically, or culturally as we were when Democrats first sold us all these welfare programs. And don't you, and let me tell y'all something. Let me look all you young people in the eye. Don't you ever let these fools tell you that black people were better off in the 1950s. That's a fool's gambit. We were not better off. We were poor. We were broke. We were illiterate. And the only reason them folks want to go back to the 1950s is because they had a little bit more money than us and a lot more social and legal control than us. Don't be a fool. You think black people were sitting around in the 1950s when the marriage rate was up? You think marriage is everything? It's not. Marriage is nothing if you're broke and segregated and locked out and treated like a second-class citizen. It don't matter if you're married or not. You just married and broke together. So when people ask how much progress, because I hear this question a lot, what progress have black people made since the 1950s? It's simple. We got a lot more money. That's the progress. That's the scoreboard. Okay, we're not gonna romanticize poverty. Wasn't nothing cool about being broke. What have they built? We don't need no more damn buildings. What we need is more money, more ownership, more businesses, and more neighborhoods. We need more land, more investments, more control. We can rent a damn building. We can fill it with black money, run our businesses out of it, employ our people, educate our children, protect our families, and build our wealth from there. Get you a nice little business lease. They got plenty of them downtown. See, the point is not about nostalgia. The point is about power. And in America, power follows money. So these Democrats can't keep selling us that same jive that they sold us in the 1960s, that fear message to a successful population of black people. Can't do that in 2026. Look, racism still exists. And of course, we realize that some white people have lost their goddamn mind, running around calling black people the N-word like they don't have any goddamn sense. Black people, but we know how to deal with overt racism. They used to have signs up. We survived that. But see, what black people are starting to question is whether the smiling politician, the smiling political class that claims to love us and has our best interests at heart was actually helped us build stronger families, or safer communities, or better schools, and more ownership and more independent, because I don't think it has. And here's the thing, at some point, the question stops being who says nicer things to black people and becomes whose policies help black people build, own, protect, and pass down something to our children. Now, again, black people don't like the climate that came with Trump's presidency. This second, can we agree with that? We don't like that climate. We don't like this racist overt climate, do we? Absolutely not. We don't like that. These people feel entirely too comfortable saying what they thinking out loud. They used to have sense enough to shut up about it. The FBI and the DOJ said they reported almost 12,000 hate crime incidents involving 14,000 victims in 2024. And race made up the largest category, and black people were the biggest victims of hate crimes. But here's the part people don't want to tell the truth about. I want you to listen. You're not going to like me when I finish. I want you to hear me. Listen. There's a lot of black people who secretly like some of these racist ass white commentators, or at least they like certain things they say. I'm going to say it. You don't have to like me. I don't give a damn. Let's look at the old hot boy Nick Fuentes. He says some racist, offensive stuff all the time. But if you look at his spaces, there are black people and other non-white people who still watch his content. What does that tell you? It doesn't mean they agree with the racist rhetoric, but it does mean something. It means that some black people are so frustrated with degeneracy inside of the black community that they'll listen to somebody they don't even like because he's saying out loud what a lot of traditional, regular black people have been saying privately for years. Tell me I'm lying. You can't. I hate to say it, but the same things go for fools like Chud the Builder. Look, man, you ain't got to like what I'm saying, but I'm telling you the truth. I know my people. I listen to my people. When that man gets on the internet and says that you are chimping out, right? We don't like how it sounds, especially coming from this white man from Tennessee. Talking down to black people. We don't like that. We don't like the fact that he just picking on regular black people and picking fights with them. He's a horrible person. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Some black people are still watching him and secretly saying he's a racist. He is racist as hell. But he ain't lying about some of the shit. He ain't lying about some of this behavior. And that's the part nobody wants to admit. I'm going to tell it because I don't give a damn. I'm going to tell you exactly what black people say. We tired of it too, aren't we? All that cutting up and acting a fool, you can't even enjoy yourself. Tell the truth. People, these youngsters, young and old, out of control. And the same thing applies for people like Charlie Kirk, the gentleman who got shot, and that fool Marvin Gaines. And some of these other online non-black conservative podcasts. I'm telling y'all the truth. That's why so many black people watch them. We don't like everything them fools say. We don't like how it sounds coming out of their mouths, especially since they're non-black, non-FBA. We don't like it. We recognize the harsh racial overtones and the contempt. But some black people are still happy because that's what they've been saying for years. We've been talking about black on black crime, haven't we? Haven't we? We've been talking about how horrible it is, but every time you say something about it, why we talking about? So you can't say nothing. We've been talking about baby mama culture. We've been talking about absent fathers. Can't say nothing. We've been talking about degenerate behavior. We've been talking about reckless sexuality, ghetto ass neighborhoods, no disciplined children and grown people. No order. You can't shame them. No damn standards, no accountability. But when you say it, guess what they call you? Oh, you a coon. You a sellout. You Uncle Tom. You acting white. So now, so they shut up, right? That's what happens. We just shut up. Black people, all you regular black people, you can't say nothing because if you say something, you're not down no more, right? These white people acting as black avatars. Somebody type Babatar. We got white people acting as black avatars. We got Babatars saying things that a lot of regular black folk want to say to these degenerate side of our own culture. You see? And that's why this whole racism conversation is more complicated than the Democrats want to admit. We don't like white people talking down to black people, but at the same time, this behavior needs to be called out, doesn't it? Does it need to be called out? Y'all cool with it? Huh? I'm not cool with it. You got all these black folks destroying the image and our safety and our stability and in the future of black America, and a lot of regular black people are tired of being forced to defend them just because they lump us all together because they're all black. We tired of that. Tired as hell. Some of these people, you went to the military and served for years and you went home and now you got to live next to some clowns. Acting a fool, smoking weed, cutting up. It's the same reason black people call the damn police when the foolishness in the neighborhood gets out of hand. Tell the truth. When we see these young sidewinders out here terrorizing the black folk in the community, acting crazy, threatening families, turning the block into a goddamn circus, shooting and stealing and fighting and breaking in cars and making regular black people scared to live in our own damn neighborhoods, who do we call? We call 911. That's who we call. And that's not just talk. The Pew Research Center found that 38% of black adults, grown people, said police spending in their area should be increased. Pew also found that black adults wanted police funding in their community to either stay the same or be increased. Did you hear me? So that whole defund the police was never a black thing. And don't let these activists fool you. Regular black people have real concerns look, we got concerns about police brutality and police abuse. We have a problem with that. Okay, but we still want order and safety and somebody to show up when these fools get to cutting up and acting an ass, don't we? And then guess who they gonna send them big white boys with them bulletproof vests that just gonna show up and jack them YNs up and throw their ass on the ground. We get it. We understand the racial history behind it. We know that there's some fear and racism and it's all mixed in. But see, there's a lot of black people that still relieve when somebody show up to handle these fools, right? So you don't have to go out there, do you? You happy about that, aren't you? Stop lying to yourself. It's more of us than it is of them. Didn't y'all just hear what I said? 45% of black people, middle class, 9% are rich. It's more of us than there are of them. See, it was a different situation. We were broke and poor. It was easy for them to sell us on being anti-capitalism, anti-government, Now you all benefit from the goddamn government. Now you don't have to like me. I don't give a goddamn if you like me or not. But I'm speaking and telling you exactly what black people think, real black people, not these fools in New York, not these clowns in California, not all these people on these talks, none of that. I don't give a damn about none of that. This is what real black people think. I know it's terrible to hear, but this is the unadulterated truth. And that's why Democrats have to stop pretending black people only care about racism. Again, Pew found that in 2024, 76% of black Americans said strengthening the economy should be a top priority because we're concerned about our money. 79% of black people said improving education should be a top priority. They said 68% said reducing crime should be a top priority. This is where black America's priorities are. So yes, racism matters. It matters. But money matters more. Education matters more. Crime prevention matters more. Safety matters more. Families matter more. Living in an ordered society matters more. And that's how a lot of black people really feel about this whole situation. We don't like it. We know Trump brought in a whole bunch of racism. And whether you think he's racist or not, the goddamn racists think he's a racist. So that's all that matters. But we've dealt with racism before, haven't we? Black America, have we been dealing with racism? How many years now? We still here. We survived it. What's more dangerous? A soft, smiling, political version of damage that claims to love black people while pursuing policies that weaken our families, destroy our discipline, flood our communities with dependency, replace our political leverage, excuse black criminality, and then tell us to keep voting the same way while our outcomes keep getting worse? Is that better? See, here's the thing. Black people have become a lot more politically sophisticated. And black people are realizing that running back to the Democrats every time somebody says something racist is not a strategy. You can't stop people from saying offensive words in a free society. That's why it's called a free society. The answer to overt racism is not political panic. The answer is insulation. Listen to me. You're learning something. We fight racism the same way our ancestors fought racism. We fought it through education. We fought it through ownership. We fought it through culture. We fought it through family. We fought it through black churches. We fought it through HBCUs and entrepreneurship and discipline and having our own institutions. See, our ancestors dealt with it way worse overt racism than we're dealing with right now. But guess what we still did? We still built churches. We still built schools. We still built businesses and families and communities and a culture strong enough to survive it. So yeah, racism is what? It's ugly. is ugly as hell, but systematic damage dressed up as compassion is worse. And that's all the Democrats have gave us. And that's why the automatic black vote for the Democrat isn't so automatic as it used to be. You understand? That doesn't mean that black folk are going to jump off the Democrat plantation and jump off the Republican plantation overnight. That's not what it means. It means Democrats can't keep yelling racism and expect the conversation to end. More black people are starting to say, hey, hold on, we heard that before. What else you got? Okay? Now, let's go ahead and dig a little deeper. Now, see, there's something that we need to talk about. Black family, I need you to step up. Listen to me. See, what we're looking at right now, this is a great separation inside of Black America that folk don't really understand. Somebody type great separation. Something that most people don't do that we do. We don't necessarily separate ourselves by race, education, so on and so forth. We don't do that in the Black community. Just is not enough of us to do that. We don't do that. We don't do it. We had to stay together, whether you poor, rich, whatever. We had to stay unified on our blackness. But see, now we tired of these Pookies and Ray Rays and Shaniquas and Bum Keishas. We tired of that. We're tired of the people that make our life harder. See? We also tired of the people who want us to be led by fear and emotion and slogans and victimhood and dysfunction and groupthink. The other side is saying, no, we're going this way. And we're building families. We're protecting our children. We're making money. We're buying property. We're starting businesses. We're thinking for ourselves. We're not asking permission from Democrats, activists, feminists, celebrities, and none of these so-called black leadership class. We're not asking permission. So Democrats understand what's happening. Black people don't have to love Trump to like some of what Trump does. Black people don't have to become a damn Republican to reject the Democratic plantation. We can sit on the couch. Somebody type couch in the chat room. Somebody type we're resting in the chat room. Black people don't have to keep pretending that people destroying the culture are the same people qualified to lead it. And that's the truth. And this is the great separation inside of Black America. It's going on right now. And the reason a lot of black people don't believe what I'm saying is because they don't hear the side of people don't believe what I'm saying because they don't hear what's going on this side of Black America. They don't hear from black people who are married and working and raising children and paying mortgages and running businesses, going to church, sending their kids to school, buying land, investing money, and trying to build something. The question should be, why don't we hear from them? Huh? The reason we don't hear from them is because the lower class, the loudest, most dysfunctional segment of Black America was allowed to become the public face and the public voice of the Black community. Now, how did that happen? Huh? Some say, well, it was the media. The media did it. They say hip hop did it. They say, reality TV did it. Some say the Democrats did it. Some say white-owned media did it. Lately, y'all been saying social media did it. Some say black people failed to create separation between productive Black America and dysfunctional Black America. And honestly, people, this is what they say. They say rap music, street culture became the voice. They said people doing well are minding their business, and while the loudest people are going viral. People listen to, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Shout out to Melvina McDonald. Thank you so much. Hell, you got some people who say successful black people. You know that 45 plus 9% of us, successful black people, 54% of black people successful, middle class or rich. They say we not really black. That's what they're saying. I want y'all to listen to that. They saying people with worse outcomes are authentically black. That's basically what they're saying. That's the problem. But here's the truth. Poor, dysfunctional black people don't speak for the rest of us. They may be loud. They may be visible. They may be viral. They may be useful to the media companies and politicians and activists and rappers and podcasters and entertainment executives. But they don't represent the whole black community. And the numbers prove it. In 1959, do I have to tell y'all this again? The official poverty rate for black Americans was 55.1%. Back then, poverty really did describe most of black America. Most of black America was in poverty. But that's not where we are anymore. By 2022, it fell to 17.1%. That means the majority of black America are middle class, upper middle class, or rich. So you can't keep treating black America like we're poor and stupid and illiterate. The majority of black America does not need subsidies and welfare. Nor are we ignorant. That's outdated. You're lying now. We literally flipped the script. Now, again, black people are still behind white people in wealth and home ownership and inheritance and business ownership. I'm not pretending otherwise. But hell, they had a 400-year head start. Why wouldn't they be? Again, 46% of black Americans were middle income and 9% were upper income in 2022. Y'all hear that? That's 56% of black people over on the other side. You understand what I mean? What does that say? The census reported that 195,000 black-owned employed businesses generated $211 billion annually. Does that sound like a group of poor people to you? Again, stop comparing yourself to white folk. They had a 400-year head start. Compare yourself to the rest of the black people. These black businesses alone employ 1.6 million people. So the poor, loud, reckless, dysfunctional segment of black America doesn't get to speak for us anymore. They are not the majority. They're just overexposed. And that's why this great separation is happening. Productive black people. Shout out to all my productive black people. All the productive black people, hit the subscribe button. All the productive black people, hit the subscribe button right now. Okay? That's what I need you to do. Productive black people are tired of being forced to defend people who embarrass us, who endanger us, who destroy our public image, generally the public image of black America. We're tired of being told that if we reject dysfunction, we're rejecting black people. We're tired of being told that if we believe in marriage and discipline and education and home ownership and God and law and order and entrepreneurship and family and structure and standards, that we're acting white. And that's how the dysfunctional side got the microphone. They were protected in the name of solidarity. They were promoted in the name of entertainment and defended in the name of authenticity and centered in the name of the culture. But now a lot of black people are saying, no, we're not letting the loudest, poor, most dysfunctional people define what blackness means anymore. Shout out to IMDP. We're not letting rappers and criminals and baby mamas and drama and street and hood rat street culture and ghetto culture and YN culture and reality TV and online chaos and these political activists speak for us anymore. The real black America also includes doctors, lawyers, teachers, engineers, soldiers. It includes nurses. It includes truck drivers. It includes business owners. That includes blue collar, HVAC, plumbing, electric, construction. We got soldiers. We got nurses. We got truck drivers. We have pastors, mechanics, barbers, mothers, fathers, homeowners, graduates, entrepreneurs, and ordinary black people who get up every day and handle their responsibilities. And that side of black America may not go viral every day, but it's real. And it has every right to separate ourselves from the people dragging the image of black America into the mud. So this great separation is not about hating our people. It's about refusing to let dysfunction lead the community. It's about saying the people trying to build families and wealth and stability have just as much right, if not more right, to define the future of black America. And once that group starts speaking louder, like I'm doing for us, once we start voting differently, somebody type vote your interests. Once we start spending differently and building separately and refusing to be guilt tripped by Democrats, activists, any of these other people, that old political control over black people is going to start to break, which is what you see happening. How did we get like this? How did this happen? Huh? Where did this come from? It's nothing new. We've been trying to separate. I want y'all to check these videos out. Look at these videos of Los Angeles. So you guys might recall something called the Great Migration and the Second Great Migration. I want you to listen to what these black people have to say about the Great Migration. This is four black people coming from down south, right? We have black people all over America who had successful enclaves, whether we talk about Detroit, whether we're talking about in New York, Los Angeles especially. We had all these successful black people, and then you had the influx of a bunch of poor ghetto black people coming in. So we've had to deal with the degeneracy before. This is not new. And I want you to hear, listen to what these folk from back in 1953, black people are saying in 1956. Tell me if it sounds the same as what we're saying right now. We're tired. We don't want to, we are separated. Listen to this.
These conversations in public today. Wow.
Well, I don't want to sound like a do-gooder, because I really am not. With these people coming in who are not our intellectual equals, nor are they of our sociological, but they're used to living a certain way, and they too might rise up above their origin, and might one day be our associates.
I'm just saying. Now, the modern day black person would say these people are sellouts because they don't want to live around degenerates. Have you ever lived next to a crackhead? I have. Let me tell y'all something. I remember it was probably I was probably about 10. So this is probably 19. Now it had to be about 1986, 1987. We had a crackhead named Juanita. She lived next door to my grandma's house. She'd be turning tricks in the goddamn car that was in her mama's yard. This is what I saw at 10 years old. And I had cousins out there younger. But do you want your kids to live next to a strawberry crackhead? Huh? Is that what you want? What about them YNs out there smoking weed in front of your house every time your wife come home, your children walk down the street. They got to deal with the YNs. Is that what you want to live next to? For all you all who say that these folk are sellouts, that's what you work hard for. You go to work every day, you come home, you got to hear about the fact that them N-words next door and try to holler at your daughter and her friends. Is that what you want to live now? I'm just asking. If that's what you want, hey, man, we can arrange that. Is that what you want? That's what keeping it real is? That's what being black is? Huh? Is that it? Because if you think that's being black, you a goddamn fool, and you get everything you deserve. You get if you think being black means you accept degeneracy in your neighborhood, you get every goddamn thing you deserve. And I mean that with every bit of my chest. Every bit of it. Any of you black folk who are listening to this broadcast today, if you think that keeping it 100, keeping it real, and staying black and staying down means you have to accept low-life degenerates in your community without checking them or calling them out on it, first of all, you're a straight-up punk. Off rip. Off top. Period. Your family's not safe. You ain't safe. Because degeneracy is like a disease. It invites infection. If that's what you think. So for everybody who disagrees with these black people who establish themselves in these black communities, who live law-abiding lives, you mad at them because when the black folk came from down south, they was talking shit, eating on the bus, cutting up, acting a fool, bringing their guns and all the low-life ways you think. Now, I'm not saying they couldn't become better. I'm just saying at the time they showed up, they was on some BS. And these people are just supposed to accept them just because they black. You're a goddamn idiot. You're a damn fool. You don't know what structure and order is. But anyway, let's keep listening.
The tone of this meeting is we're setting ourselves up as little puppet Jesuses. We can't help anyone else until we help ourselves. The Negro has had two professions, his own medicine, dentistry, law, psychiatry, and he's had the profession of being a Negro. And many of us have come out here to escape from this second profession of being a Negro. It's our own identifying with these Negroes that are coming in with their carpet bags that causes us problems.
Let's keep listening. You see that? So this is not, they like, hey, we need to get away from these. These ain't us. Keep listening.
And I know that people are concerned about this. They may not talk about it very often, but I certainly heard them shudder in church when he said there'd be 1 million Negroes in Los Angeles.
We shudder because we're saying, in essence, the majority of these people are not like we are. And we felt that we maybe...
A majority of these people are not like we are. Again, we're looking at a time period where the majority of black people were poor, and you got a few black people who were successful. Now that is the opposite. In 2022, the poverty rate in the black community was 17%. Okay, so we no longer a poor group of people. So the vast majority you feel just like this dude right here. That's what I need. The only reason you making allowances for these people because you like, yeah, well, I don't want to seem like I'm a sellout. You better sell out for your family. You better sell out for safety. That's what you better do. You want your children, you want your daughters to have some good husbands? Huh? You want your families to be safe? You better start denouncing this degenerate behavior. That's what you better do. Keep listening.
Some of us felt we left this out because we were getting away from this problem. We are part of this exodus too. But we are a little maybe embarrassed by the fact that here we're going to have a mass element come in that's going to create a tremendous social problem in the community to which we find a great deal of difficulty in relating to.
Well, I don't want to sound like a do-gooder because I really am not, and I'm somewhat of a snob. But I do think that with these people coming in who are not our intellectual equals, nor are there...
These people coming in are not our intellectual equals. Where is she wrong? Did this well-spoken black woman sound wrong to you all? You got these degenerates out here doing all this crazy stuff. Again, the Democrats got a problem. Because, see, they still treating us like the vast majority of us are uneducated, illiterate, and poor and need a handout when we don't. That's the problem that they have. The majority of us don't. The majority of black Americans are hardworking, law-abiding citizens who just want to do right by their family, take care of their own responsibilities, and largely be left alone. That's the majority of black Americans. That's what we want to do.
Of our sociological bracket, they're not to be a handicap to us. They'll find their own level. Now, I do sound like a snob, but I don't mean it this way. But they're used to living a certain way, and they too might rise rise up above their origin and might one day be our associates.
The whole tone of this meeting is we're setting ourselves up as little puppet Jesuses. We can't help anyone else until we help ourselves. The Negro has had two professions, his own medicine, dentistry, law, psychiatry, and he's had the profession of being a Negro. And many of us have come out here to escape from this second profession of being a Negro. And we are out here a while and we're working in our own field, and then we find out that here these same problems are falling on the heels of 1,600 Negroes a month that come into Los Angeles. Now,
he said 1,600 Negroes a month are coming to Los Angeles. They just tearing the place up. That's what he said. All these country degenerate folk are coming out the South, tearing the place up, acting their ass, fighting in the street, and they get lumped in with them. That's what they're saying. Somebody said they can't hear. I'm sorry, baby. This is the best I can do. Okay, you got to listen faster so I don't have to play it again. I want you to listen faster. Somebody type listen faster in the chat room. We're doing the best we can.
This gives us problems. It's our own view. It's our own identifying with these Negroes that are coming in with their carpetbags that causes us problems.
This is a basic embarrassment that we as Negroes have. We want to live together, yet we want to sort of scatter to the far winds and live amongst white people. We are brought up in terms of this, that to have a dark skin, to be a Negro, there is something wrong with it. And if you take a child and raise him, a very impressionable child, and have him grow up in an atmosphere where your color of skin is something that is looked down upon, that there is something wrong with you, that you are not, you don't have the abilities of other people. Even no matter how much education, no matter how much training, etc. you have, a lot of these impressions stay with you. I feel that we have to search for a new image.
When I wake up in the morning, I don't look in the mirror and say, you are a Negro, therefore you will face life in a certain way. I see myself as a person, just like all the people that I work with and the children that I deal with.
I mean, just listen to how well-spoken these black people are. Can you imagine that? These black people are well-spoken. They have their own enclaves, their own social life, and social status and whatnot. Then you got all these people moving in to LA. All the white people in LA got black fatigue. They all got black fatigue at the same 1,600 Negroes a month coming in here to LA. They got black fatigue. That's what happened. And it made it more difficult for them because they all got lumped in together and they couldn't separate. You see? And so that's what, and some of them said we can separate, some we can't. They just need to be raised. They had a rough life. You know, I get it. We empathetic to our own people, but at this point, it's more of us than it is of them. And I'm not saying if you poor and you out there busted and disgusted and doing bad for yourself, you can't do better. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we as Black Americans have to realize that we live and die in this reputation that these degenerates and these lowlifes have been creating for us. This is not who we are, but because they have the microphone and all the attention, we could all get lumped in the same category. And we're tired of that. And this is not something that's new. These people would talk about separation way back in the 50s. That's the whole point. We've been dealing with this for almost 75, more than that, a century. Let's keep listening.
And they're all people.
I've got to break in here.
Mm-hmm.
This idea of this consciousness of you've got to look in the mirror to face yourself to go from this bit about being a Negro is very naive. The individual, this concept was instilled in you before you could think. Right.
Oh, I don't agree with you.
And first of all, we have as a symbol in our community the white, straight hair, brown hair, as the symbol of the thing to strive for. Now, there's nothing wrong with it, except that it represents the very fact that we're talking about. The idea, the Negro in our society is a rejected child. There's no two ways about it. It's in Los Angeles, it's in New York City, it's in any place in the United States.
All right, I got one more. Y'all still with me? I got one more video. Y'all check out.
You're crying, baby. I'm not crying.
I'm
Do you know the difference between defiance and a cry? You're talking to a black man, baby. I don't cry to white folks.
I talk to them all
I'm
my
talking to my
life.
people, not even to you.
I talk to them all my life.
So you're singing the blues.
But you're blaming us. We got a right to stand up and defend ourselves.
Defend yourself. I glory in your spot, baby.
Hold it, Mr. Meek.
Wipe the blood off your hands before you
There ain't
stand.
no blood on mine.
All right.
This is a real exchange from a live television broadcast in 1968. Civil rights organizer Russ Meeks is debating a white woman who argues that poor white and poor black people grew up facing the same struggles and that the deeper issue isn't race but poverty. What follows is a disagreement over whether shared hardship leads to shared outcomes.
I lived in the slums. I'm not ashamed of it. You know, nobody helped me get where I'm at. So then, I am as the same as these boys here. Because I seen little white kids as well as colored kids together digging out of garbage cans. Not separately. Together we walked the alley. We walked Madison Street. We tripped over probably the same drunks in front of Rothschilds that are still there now. So what about me? Am I a poor white person? God help me, give me mercy. I want white power then.
I'm sure you do, and you should have it, baby. You got it.
Broadway? What about North Street? What about Wilson Avenue?
Well, you want to let me address myself too?
White people are.
What about them?
We
they got
have
their
a
own
problem
problems,
too.
lady, and I think that the white people should have white power. I'm talking about black. You see, talking to you is an exercise in futility. Let's get this clear. I'm not talking about white people. Man, you solve your problems. You use force or violence, whatever necessary solve it, and I don't blame you. And if I had the thing you had, I wouldn't want to give it up either.
Do we come and march and you say, look at our poor people, look at our hungry
No,
babies?
you don't have to come because we can't solve your problem. You have to solve your own, and we want to solve our own.
By violence?
Who said anything about violence? Everybody here is talking about violence, but
He said he believes in violence. I want to know
Doesn't he have a right
why.
to? They're going to take him in a few years and teach him to kill with the best weapons available.
They taught my brother to kill too.
Okay, so let's ask the United States government about violence, baby. They live on it. They thrive on it. They're enmeshed in it. This is the most violent society in the world that you run, baby. You hung black men up by their heads and cut their bodies to pieces. You burn women to death. Yes, I got the pictures on my wall. I was tied to a tree by the Klan.
They hot back then. So again, these are not, we always talk about, we're not our ancestors. Our ancestors were strong. Our ancestors speak the truth. They spoke truth to power. So again, all right, I just want you to understand, these people are not different from us in that regard. They felt the same way. They had a lot of the same issues. And so what we're dealing with right now is not anything new. We're dealing with overt racism. We get it. We don't like the presidency, but there are some things we like. And I played this video just so I can see. We went all out there shucking and jiving. Everybody wasn't Malcolm X wasn't the only one speaking up on behalf of black people. Now, I want to take you all on another political history lesson, and I'm not going to have y'all here all night. I know y'all have things to do, but I certainly do appreciate your time, and I want to make it worth your time and your money. Again, the lowest functioning voices became the face of Black America. And the question we need to ask ourselves, how in the heck did that happen? How did that happen? Somebody type how in the chat room. How did that happen? Okay. How did it happen? I want you all to listen to me because this is very important. All right. Now, before we go any further, I need you all, before I explain how these people got the microphone, I need you all to take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel. We need less than 90 people to get to 100,000. I want to get to 100,000 tonight. If you have not subscribed to the channel, take the opportunity right now to subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and do that now as I continue teaching. And remember, if you learn something, I should earn something. You don't owe me anything. All right. But if you've learned something, if you realize something that you didn't know, if I help bring something home to you or articulate something in a way in which you didn't think, I didn't think about it like that. Well, then, hey, if you learn something, I should earn something, as I say. But now, how did we get here? How did the loudest, lowest voices in Black America how did they start speaking for us? Because that's an important question. How do we go from who we were to who we are now? And that's the question Black people have to ask ourselves, because we don't want to go down this road again. See, and when we look back in history, even when Black people were poor, we were builders. We were dignified. Do you see how well those Black folk were dressed? No, we dressed well. We went to church. We shunned crime. We created schools. If a girl got pregnant, she got sitting down south to have that baby. We went to church. We created schools. That's how important education was to us. We created businesses. We created our places of worship. We created over 100 colleges. We created towns, banks, professional organizations. We created a whole world for ourselves under those conditions that were far worse than what we're dealing with right now. Chud the Builder was no exception back then. You could call the N-word so much you might have thought that was your name. They said a whole lot worse things than chipping out. So the question is not just why are black people poor? Why were they poor? We already know why. The question is, how did poverty become an excuse for degeneracy? Because even when we were poor, we had dignity. Even when we were locked out, we built our own. Even when we were segregated, we organized. Even when we couldn't go everywhere white people went, we created places for ourselves. Our ancestors weren't sitting around waiting for Democrats and activists and celebrities and rappers and government to save us from anything. We built everything we needed: churches, towns, banks. Hell, we had fraternities, civic organizations. We had entire communities. We had an economic foundation. Why do you think we so successful? You understand? And that's why I keep saying this is not who we are. This whole degeneracy, this ain't us. Somebody type, this ain't us. I'm not saying there wasn't crime back then. I'm not saying there wasn't foolishness going on. I'm not saying there wasn't debauchery. Every group has that. That's not germane to one group. But that wasn't the standard. That wasn't our image. That wasn't what respectable black people celebrated. Poor people, poor didn't mean you were nasty. Poor didn't mean you were a criminal. Poor didn't mean no standards. Poor didn't mean you didn't have a father. Poor didn't mean you didn't go to church. Poor didn't mean you didn't have any discipline. Poor didn't mean you had no shame. Poor didn't mean you had no dignity. Our people were poor, but we were not culturally bankrupt. So the question again is, how did the poorest, loudest, most dysfunctional group of people in the black community get the microphone and become the spokesperson for all black people? How in the hell did that happen? Part of it was the media. Part of it was the entertainment. Everybody gonna put a camera on the fool. Shout out to Gail Crawford. Part of it was politics. Of course, you had your white-owned platforms promoting the worst images of black people because, of course, chaos sells. But see, a big part of it was internal. Somewhere along the way, black people start confusing struggle with authenticity. We start letting people who produce the worst outcomes define real blackness and what it is. And when educated, disciplined, church-raised, working, married, professional, or successful black people tried to separate ourselves from that foolishness, they got called sellouts and coons and Uncle Toms and bougie, or got accused of being white. Shout out to IMDPP. And see, here's where Carter G. Woodson comes in. Somebody type Carter G. Woodson. Everybody reads The Miseducation of the Negro, don't they? Everybody's read that. How many of you all have read The Miseducation of the Negro? Somebody type nobody. You heard about it before. You heard about it during Black History Month. Carter G. Woodson, I want you to look at this clip. I want you to look at this clip. Carter G. Woodson.
Mindset, especially for most black people, but we've never questioned where that idea came from, who gave it to us, and why it was given to us. This was published in 1933. Now, the highly educated...
Listen, he's reading from The Miseducation of the Negro. All right, I want you to listen to this very carefully. Go out and get this book. Read it. This is where it came from. Somebody type where it came from. This is where it came from.
33. Now, the highly educated Negroes who have studied economics at Harvard, Yale, Columbia, and Chicago will say that the Negro cannot succeed in business because their professors who have never had a moment's experience in this sphere have written accordingly. The impatient, highly educated Negroes therefore say that since under the present system of capitalism, the Negro has no chance to toil upward in this economic sphere, the only hope for bettering his condition in this respect is through socialism, the overthrow of the present economic regime. This thought is gaining ground among Negroes in this country and is rapidly sweeping them into the ranks of what are commonly known as communists. The uneducated Negro businessman, however, is actually at work doing the very thing which the miseducated Negro has been taught to believe cannot be done. If the highly educated Negro would forget most of his untried theories taught him in school, if he could see through the propaganda which has been instilled in his mind under the pretext of education. So what the father of Black history is saying is
the father of Black history. Now, I just want y'all to sit on that for a minute. We've been sitting on this book since 1933. It's now 2026. It's 100 years later. Did you hear what he just said? Did you all come to this broadcast that I had a couple of weeks ago where I talked about how socialism and communism invaded the body politic of the Black community? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. At that time, I was not aware of what Carter G. Woodson said in his book. Because just like y'all, I've heard of the goddamn book. I didn't read it. I got it up in my library. I need to read it. But I came to that on my own conclusion that, hey, you know what? When did we go from being builders to beggars? Now, let me go ahead and lay the foundation so you can understand. From 1865 to about 1819, we built houses, schools, communities, towns. We did all that. After the brothers came back from World War I, they came back uppity, somebody type uppity. They had sent Black men overseas and we fought and we got treated with dignity. We wasn't going to come back and just take this second-class citizenship anymore. We fought and bled and died for this country. Right? Right? We earned the right. We got blood in the soil. But white people responded to that by saying, oh, no, we're going to put them back in their place. So guess what they did? Somebody typed Red Summer. They attacked all of our infrastructure. They burned down towns. They looted towns. They ran us out of certain communities. In 1920, Black people had 15 million acres of land here in the United States. 15 million acres of land. We were doing well, fresh out of slavery. This is 55 years out of slavery at the height of Jim Crow. White people got jealous. And so now after 1920, somebody typed Red Summer. After 1920, Black people like, oh, we did all this and the white folks still, they just did us dirty. This capitalism is not going to work for us. Now you got a bunch of white people who fled the South, got out of there. And at the same time, you have a lot of America's enemies who are infiltrating. So between about 1920 and 1970, we're in a situation where, and mind you, this book is written in 1933. Carter G. Woodson, father of Black American history, he would know. He said these intellectuals, these intellectuals, many of who were trained in Russia, right? Many of who were trained by our enemies, right? America's enemies said, well, you know what? We're going to brainwash these disgruntled Negroes and we're going to send them back to the United States and we're going to have their leaders brainwash the already disgruntled Black people who are dissatisfied with the American system of capitalism, just so we can say, hey, look, they don't even treat their own Black people right. And now we have these Black people who we done wound up and programmed to say all this anti-American, anti-capitalist stuff. And so that took hold. And that's what Carter G. Woodson was saying. It took hold. The intellectual was saying, oh, you can't do it. And the poor Black people said, but yes, we can. And it's still happening right now. We are still fighting. And along with, oh, you owe me something, I can't do it on my own, is what? You got your hand out. And anybody who knows, once you start giving somebody something, they feel entitled to it. Go loan somebody some money for too goddamn long. Go give somebody some money every time they ask for it and see if after a while they don't think you owe it to them. You all know that. That's why you know better than to loan money. Go give somebody something every damn day for a year and then turn around and say, well, hey, I can't give you anymore. They're going to treat you like you stole something from them. So if you give a group of people all these entitlements, first of all, they lined us up and made us ready to accept these freebies because that's what socialism and communism is about. That's what the intellectuals sold us on. You heard Carter G. Woodson, he said that's what they were saying we needed to do. because this capitalism thing is what you heard. Read Carter. Don't be mad at me. Read Carter G. Woodson. Go argue with the father of Black American history. Don't argue with me. Go read the book. Don't be mad at me. Read the damn book. People like W.B. Du Bois, socialist. And they still got, y'all still believe, I'm going to let this finish just so you don't.
That the belief that you can't succeed in America because of the white power structure and that you need to overthrow capitalism in order to succeed is propaganda disguised as education. Who else did I say wanted to reach us with propaganda disguised as education? In order that the Negro may be reached with education and propaganda, and that he may be organized for activity, the following methods are recommended. Who do you think wanted to do this? All the way back in 1922, Soviet communists. People that look like this, actually.
Ooh, he's saying the same thing I was saying a couple weeks ago. He's saying the same thing I was saying. Damn.
As you can see, it was the communists that wanted to do this the entire time. It was their goal to reach us with education and propaganda so that we can be used for their purpose. The question is,
pawns. They use us as pawns, and we still suffering from. You got white governments, the Russian and American governments fighting each other over who's going to be in charge, and they're using our black behinds as pawns, and some of y'all still fall for it. Some of you all still right now falling for it right now. Some of you are mad at this goddamn broadcast I'm giving right now. You mad right now. You've been wanting to call me a sellout and all that. I don't give a damn. You mad right now. Be mad at Carter G. Woodson. He the one to be mad at him. That's what you do.
Did it work?
It worked. And it's still working. All they got to do, all these folk got to do is come out and say, oh, we support black people. We support reparations. Y'all don't support it down. Here's an example. Here you go. This is what, watch, listen to all the black people clap.
American just said about black Americans getting reparations.
This is what the black people said. They are racist too. They don't like you either. Let's listen to what she said. This is, y'all watch how all the black people clap. But this little, hey, listen to it.
Watch this.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Erin Kimura. I'm a 5th generation Chinese and Japanese American and a 5th generation San Franciscan. I'm here today to fully support black reparations because this is the bare ass minimum. Period. The bare ass minimum.
You hear that? Does you think she sounds fully authentic about that? We hear them all the time, these Chinese and Russians. Oh yeah, the Iranians. Y'all was so happy that the Iranians made a Lego video for you guys saying, yes, America has done you wrong. Hell, the Iranians are racist to the black Iranians in South Iran right goddamn now. If they want to do something about racism, they can start in their own country. They got black people living in shanty towns in South Iran right now. They racist as hell over there. And you all think they like your black behinds? No, they don't. Every time you see a Chinese, a Russian, or somebody, oh yeah, black, they know all they got to do is stir up the dissension, is pretend like they on your side. They don't like you either. Nobody likes you. Nobody. Nobody likes you. You want to be liked so bad. You want people to like you. You want a hug. Nobody likes you. Like yourself. That's what you need, high self-esteem. We have collectively low self-esteem. We want people to like us and tell them we good Negroes. They don't like us. Let's keep listening.
Minimum. History is enough of a reason. The dehumanization that we've seen is enough of a reason for why we need redress and reparations now. This is not an impossible reality, right? We've seen this with the Japanese Americans in the late 1980s. They received on a federal level reparations. And the fact that black folks and our black community and our brothers and sisters are still waiting for a formal.
Hey, but the Japanese don't like black people. Did y'all not hear that little Japanese woman over in Zara in Japan call that black woman? I'm a Nigerian American. She said, Niga. She heard what she called her, the N-word with the hard ER. They don't like us either. But anytime there's a non-black person who co-signs with some black person or uses some slang or something like that, we just run up and applaud. Don't you know they're purposely trying to sow dissension? That's what they're trying to do. That's what I want you to understand. And we fell for it, and we keep falling for it. Not no more. Somebody type no more in the chat room. Somebody type not no more in the chat room.
Apology. Ooh-wee. I'm just going to leave that there just to simmer. And I just really want to note, especially as an Asian American woman, I would not be here if it were not for the Black liberation struggle, the Black freedom fighters, culture creators,
all them socialist sponsored organizations,
and the world builders that have fought for my liberation. So
no, we fought for our liberation, and you all came in and jumped the line and made it your liberation. That's what you did.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments.
Yeah. She's not wrong. Japanese Americans got federal reparations in the late 1980s. Black folks still waiting on an apology. That alone tells you everything about where we stand in this country. But here's the truth about reparations. As long as our identity is classified as...
Yeah, all that is just administrative at this point. Let's listen to another video. Since we always venerate these black leaders from the past, I want you to understand something. Whether you like the United States or not,
Hey, y'all.
Our country is going to protect itself. Listen to what this brother, the Black Americans are not playing. Listen to this.
Comment section, the reply. Hey, y'all. Take a look at this. I am now 100% confident that this is not our fight. We're not going on the front lines. Is manufactured by bots in the CIA. That doesn't mean that every single creator who is parroting this nonsense is a bot or the CIA, but I'm convinced that's where it's coming from. Why am I convinced? Because these people are saying the same thing over and over again. They're spamming my comment section. They're replying to multiple comments. They're flooding my comments saying the same talking points. We're not going out on the front lines. This is not our fight. Black people, we stay home. We're resting. You're saying the same thing in the same exact way, in the same exact cadence. This is not organic. These people are...
He need to go ahead and land the plane. Let's just scoot on ahead a little bit.
Marches. We haven't been organizing them, but he's claiming otherwise. Who sounds like the op, y'all? Something else that I noticed. I checked out dude's account before I blocked him. And if you notice, all the videos that I saw that he's made them from his house. He's standing, looks like in his kitchen or in his living room. And he's not the only one. All these other folks who are making these videos trying to intimidate and persuade and shame Black Americans into going out in these streets and placing ourselves in harm's way, they have their asses in their house. I haven't seen one yet who's out in the street filming saying that we should go out there and join them.
No.
They're leaning.
We're growing up. We're a lot more mature than we are. Somebody type, we're resting in the chat room. Again, this is people that still trying to fulfill this Democrat propaganda. We're not doing it. Here's one more, and then we're gonna get back to the broadcast. Y'all check this out.
Hampton. That's not a conspiracy theory. It's literally on his Wikipedia.
Again, remember I told you guys, Fred Hampton, socialist. Black Panther Party, socialist. And we always say, well, they just killed them because they were black. That's not it. They unalived them. The United States government unalived them because of the things they were teaching. There's plenty of black people. If they just wanted to kill, they didn't have to go all the way to his apartment in Chicago to kill him. There's plenty of black people in DC. They could have stopped there. Okay? It wasn't because he was black. Listen carefully. Okay? You heard earlier when I explained socialism invaded the black community. In it through its body politic. You had people like Carter G. Woodson saying, hey, man, this is an infection. It's telling us to be beggars instead of builders. And it infected us. And so now here we are in the 1960s, 50 years later, after it set in, as you heard Carter G. Woodson said, it's starting to catch on. And so now you have this going on. Listen to what he says.
Media page, but they didn't do it because he was the leader of the Black Panthers. They did it because he was doing something that was much more threatening to the U.S. government. You see,
what do you think was much more threatening to the U.S. government? Not because he was the leader of the Black Panthers.
In the years before he was murdered, Fred Hampton formed a group called the Rainbow Coalition, which was an alliance between the Black Panthers and the Young Patriots, which were a group
And who is that?
Group that represented poor rural white people. In declassified documents, the director of the FBI at the time, J. Edgar Hoover, specifically talks about his concern that Fred Hampton could become a quote-unquote messiah who unites working class people across racial
working class. Sounds like some socialism talk to me.
So on December 4th, 1969, the Chicago police, working at the behest of the FBI, raided the Black Panther headquarters and shot Fred Hampton in his bed while he was asleep. If you think stuff like this isn't happening anymore, you're a fool. We already know from leaked documents and whistleblowers that the government is actively monitoring working class movements. A lot of protest movements take place online now, and I know from personal experience that anytime you post something even vaguely political, an army of weird accounts with almost no followers show up to make incendiary comments. The point is that a lot of the hatred you see in this country is manufactured by the people in power as a way of keeping us divided and distracted. It doesn't have to
It's also manufactured by other people in other countries also. Keep that
be
up.
this way though. All we would have to do is stop bickering with each other about dumb stuff like whether or not trans people should play basketball and turn our attention to the actual institutions
I don't think that's dumb, but keep going.
that are oppressing all of us. A good first step would
They can play basketball. We just don't want them playing with the girls.
be repealing the Patriot Act, which was passed after 9/11 and basically makes it legal for intelligence agencies to spy on Americans. We should also demand accountability from the Pentagon by forcing
But the whole point is Fred Hampton was starting to hang out with white boys, and they knew that these people were socialists. They knew that they had been infiltrated by socialism. And again, socialism, you still have leaders right now who are anti-capitalist. But again, let's get back to what we're doing. So, with Carter G. Woodson warning in the miseducation of the Negro, it matters because Woodson talked about how the educated Negro was often trained to despise his own people, distrust black businesses, and look down on the very community he should have been helping. He said that the educated Negro was disinclined to take part in a Negro business because he had been taught that Negroes couldn't operate in that sphere. He also said that black people were trained. He also said black people were trained in business schools to admire Wall Street while despising the smaller businesses among their own people, like running an ice wagon or pushing a banana cart or selling peanuts. And then he said foreigners studied black people, took up that business, and got rich. And the quote is powerful because Carter G. Woodson, was making the same point almost 100 years ago. He was saying that the educated black people had been trained away from real economic needs of black people instead of coming back and building businesses and building industries and supporting black banks and helping black workers and organizing black economic life to many educated black people were trained to chase white approval and white institutions and white jobs and white validation and that white government and then white welfare checks. You see, that's what it was. And when that happened, the masses were left without proper leadership. Woodson even went further. He said that the educated Negro abandoned the underdeveloped Negro. He said that when white people saw members of their own race going downward, they worked out plans to lift them up. But the Negro too often forgot the delinquents of his own race. Okay. Now, on the flip side, he also said that, hey, these same black educated people have been brainwashed by socialism to basically not even believe that capitalism will work. So how are we supposed to take care of ourselves? So what they did was train several generations of black people to look for handouts, socialist style handouts from white folks. And that's where we failed. You understand what I'm saying? This is what we're dealing with. So this great separation inside of Black America is really about correcting that mistake. It's about saying we're not going to keep letting the lowest functioning segment define the whole group. We're not going to keep pretending that dysfunction is culture. We're not going to keep pretending that being educated is acting white and being married is corny or lame or is holding you back, ladies. You're going to be locked down. You better get married with your sad selves out there. You can't even change a light bulb by yourself. Talk about you don't want a husband. You better get one. It's all the fellas out there who are 5'7" and shorter. I want all y'all to put a 1 in the chat room. All my short kings. All y'all, all the brothers who are 5'7". I want put your number out there. Put 5'7" in the chat room. All of y'all. You better get you one of these men. You're going to need a man. You're going to be out there like that lady who played in, what's that movie? What's her name? Talking about she want a man now. Vivica Fox. Y'all want to be 61 like Vivica Fox, talking about she ready to settle down. Have you heard Vivica Fox talking about she ready to settle down? Have y'all heard that? She's 61. She's 61. She probably got rheumatoid arthritis and feet that look like knuckles. Now she ready to settle down. You better get you a man. Six pack my ass. You better get you a man with a job. Every man out here who has a damn tool belt, you better get you one. That's what you need. That's what you need. Get your own man too. There's plenty of them out. Get your own man. You talk to him. Cook for him. Nice. I don't give relationship advice. But this is where this came from, all this independence. You're a damn fool. We are interdependent. You hear me? Interdependent. That's what you need to be. Interdependent. And independent, you missing some ERs. You missing that part. Damn it. Crazy selves. I don't know who y'all was listening to. Tell you don't need them. But yes, you do. You keep having babies. You need them for something, don't you? Get your own man. Stop trying to steal somebody else's man. He don't belong to you. All right? But again, all right, we're not going to keep pretending that being educated is acting white. That's what we're going to stop that. That's not liberation. Dressing well and being respectable and going to church, it's not outdated. Owning property is not assimilation. Building a business is not selfish. And damn sure that's not liberation either. Okay? The old black America, even when we were poor, we understood dignity and understood shame. That's why I'm going to keep the little sport coat on. Try to look nice for y'all. That's why I do. Trying to set an example. They understood shame even when we were poor. They understood order. They understood church, and it was necessary. They knew how important family was, even if you don't like them sometimes. They understood that your name and reputation meant something. You shouldn't be out there twerking and cutting up and acting a fool all on the internet. People can see you. We see you. You a school teacher and you up there twerking at the Sunday brunch. What's wrong with you? Have you lost your mind? People understood how you carried yourself matters. They understood that children need correction. Somebody type gentle parenting, my ass in the chat room. Somebody type gentle parenting, my ass in the chat room. If you got your butt whooped, if you used to get whipped with a switch, a extension cord, or a belt, okay? I don't want to hear you people who got hit with chancletas. I don't want to hear you time out people. I don't want to hear nothing y'all got to say. If you got whooped with a extension cord, a switch, and a belt, and a bonus point for people who had to actually go get their own switch. For people who had, bonus point for people who had to get their own switch from the big tree. Don't be getting them small switches. Okay, your switch had to at least be 3 feet long with a sharp tip on the end. Okay, we don't do gentle parenting. Did my son look like he was gently parented? Do y'all see my son and he quiet and well? Yes, Dad. Yes, of course. Did he look like I was a gentle parent? Absolutely not. That's why he got a job. That's why he's in school. Okay, that's why. Because Uncle D is not a gentle. I should give a parenting class. Let me come over and look at them badass kids. I would look. I was at a wedding and somebody's badass little 2-year-old was running around the goddamn wedding. And I said, come here. Sit your ass. Where's your mom at? Go, where's your mom? I grabbed that little child. Where's your mom at? I sure would. Don't have no bad children around. I'm gonna put your children. I'll check your kids. I'll check you too. I'll check you and them kids. I don't want no bad ass. I don't even like kids. I just want every one of y'all to know. See them kids back there? They're my kids. The only reason I deal with them because they mine. See them little big head little boys right there? That's all up. Dennis, Roman, and Elijah. See them? I don't like kids. Okay? That makes my job of being a parent a lot easier because I don't like you in the first place. You just here. I tell my kids all the time, I can't wait till y'all get older. I say, so y'all can get on up out. If you call too much and I get tired of talking to you, I'm going to start asking you for money every time you call. And then you're going to stop calling me. Hey, Daddy, how you doing? How you doing? We just talked the other day. But since I got you on the phone, let me borrow $20. Cash at me $25. Every time they call, so they'll stop calling. I don't like kids, especially bad kids. I don't like them at all. Ugly ass, bad ass kid. I don't like nobody kid. But anyway, let me get back to the broadcast. But like I said, you're dealing with a great separation right now. You understand? Kids understood correction, you know? And men needed responsibility and women needed protection. There's nothing wrong with that. And the community has standards, and we didn't always live up to it perfectly, but we knew what standards were. Shout out to Changi G. I can't say that. Okay. Now again, there's great separation between black people who want to recover that builder spirit, right? That black people who want to keep making excuses for the collapse. Who are you gonna be? Huh? Who's it gonna be? One side is saying we're going back to building families and businesses and schools and churches and institutions and money and discipline and ownership, and the other side is saying don't judge me. So somebody say only God can judge. Only God can judge me. That's not true. That magistrate can judge you. Huh? Your probation officer can judge you. They said, don't judge me, don't separate, don't criticize, don't be a classist. Don't act like you better than us. Somebody type respectability politics. No serious people survive like that. Every serious group of people protects its builders, its professionals, its families, and its institutions. And it's because that's the future. So again, no poor, degenerate folk. You don't speak for all black people. We not poor. They may be loud. They go viral. They're useful to the Democrats and the media companies and the social media reaction videos. But they don't represent the whole of Black America. And the real Black America is still building. The real Black America is still working. The real Black America is still going to church and raising children and getting degrees and starting businesses and buying homes and joining the military and joining the fire department and the police department and getting promotions and teaching school and fixing appliances and practicing law and practicing medicine and going to nursing school, selling real estate, trying to leave something behind. And the only difference now is that this side of Black America is finally starting to speak again. And when that happens, the great separation becomes unavoidable. That's where we at. That's where we at. Now, we almost there. We almost finished, but the first thing I need to do is I'm gonna read these super chats, but let me tell y'all something. We need some more people. I don't want y'all to see how much little money I made. I don't trust y'all like that. I don't trust y'all like, let me put the little napkin up. This is where we at. We need exactly 83 people to subscribe to the channel. Look at that. Look how close we are. We need 83 people to subscribe. I know it's backwards. We need 83 people to subscribe to the channel, and we'll be 100,000. I need 83 people to subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Don't be ugly. Don't be ugly out here. Go ahead and do what you got to do. I got a special surprise for everybody once we get to that 83 people. Go ahead and subscribe. Take the time. Do I have to do what I do? Ladies, gentlemen, I guess I do. I'm going to call you out. Everybody out there, all my people. All right, we need 81 people. Uh-oh, Lord Jesus, we need 79 people. We getting there. We need 79 people to subscribe to the channel. So I need to call you out. All my people who only go to church on first Sundays. Subscribe to the channel. This is for you. You're a half Christian. You don't really believe. You're a part-time believer. I need you to subscribe to the channel. Believe in that. Okay? All my people with a bunion on your right foot. All my people with bunions on your right foot. You know that foot go in like that? You know that toe go in like that? All y'all, subscribe to the channel. All my people with a bunion on your right foot, subscribe to the channel. All my people with a baby toe that sit up on that toe next to it like that. That one right there, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. All of you all, 75 subscribers. We almost there. All my people with the baby toe that go up like that, on the toe, on the foot, subscribe to the, all of y'all, go ahead. Subscribe to the channel. Do it now. Everybody who have a lift, if you have a lift when you speak, subscribe to the channel right now. If you speak with a lift, and you've been to all the people who try to help you speak, subscribe to the channel now. If you stutter when you speak, subscribe to the channel. If you stutter and can't say all the words that you want to say as fast as you want to say them, subscribe to the channel right now. Okay? Go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. Okay? 70 people. We need 70 people to subscribe. So we got the people on the right foot, people with the right bunion. Put on the bunion on the right foot. We got all the stutterers. Okay? We got all the people with the lift. If you got a lift, subscribe to the channel. If you are sitting in your bed right now, because I know I got a lot of elders here. Anybody who is 65 and older and you got all your teeth, okay? If you have all your teeth, subscribe to the channel. Everybody who has all their teeth, subscribe to the channel right now. If you have all of your teeth in your mouth, okay? No implants, no dentures, subscribe to the channel. All the people who used to see their grandma's teeth in a cup next to the bed when they were children, subscribe to the channel right now. Everybody who used to watch their grandma take their teeth out and put them in the cup next to the bed, subscribe to the channel right now. I need you to do that. Okay, I need you to go ahead and make that happen. Let's keep it there. All my pissy cats. Everybody who used to pee in the bed, subscribe to the channel. All my pissy cats. You couldn't go visit nobody at their house because you was afraid you might pee on yourself in the bed and get embarrassed. Subscribe to the channel right now. I should see, oh, wow, we just got another 15 people. All my pissy cats. Shout out to the pissy cats. Everybody who peed on themselves in the bed at night. Subscribe to that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We got a lot of pissy cats out. Golly, the pissy cats are over the top. I appreciate y'all. All you all who peed in the bed. Golly, you woke up just warm. You felt safe. And next thing you know, you out there smelling like the toilet overflowed, huh? My pissy cat. Shout out to all the pissy cats. Shout out to all my wig wearers. Ladies, if you wore a wig within the past 72 hours, subscribe to the channel right now. All my wig wearers, subscribe to the channel. If you have worn a wig in the past 72 hours, subscribe to the channel right now. I need you to do that. Don't run from it. Don't run from it. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Okay, I need you all to subscribe. So we got the false teeth people. All my people who have, hey, look, here you go. If you got them silver caps, if you was a child with silver caps, you know you was bad as hell. If you had if you was a silver cap child, you had them silver caps on your front teeth, subscribe to the channel right now. I need you to go ahead and do it. Go ahead. If you have children in your family who have silver caps, bless your heart, subscribe to the channel. Why are those silver cap children so bad? I don't understand. We almost there. We almost there. We stuck at 75. We need y'all to go ahead and break the dike. I need y'all to go ahead and break the dike. I need this dike that we need to flush this on out. We need 75 subscribers. We're gonna get here. We're gonna get there, baby. We need 75. We gotta get there. We go. There was 74. We almost there. We almost there. Let's get there. Let's get there. Now, I already talked about the people with the bunion on the right foot. All my people with 2 bunions. If your feet look like this, okay? Your feet look like you got a bunion here and a bunion here. Subscribe, my double bunion people. Subscribe to the channel. I need you to make it happen. I need y'all to go ahead and subscribe. We're getting there. Almost at 100,000. Praise Moses. God is good all the time. We're going to get there. We get there. All my people with allergies. If you allergic to fish, nuts, pollen, you couldn't go nowhere, subscribe to the channel right now. I need you to do that. I need you to do that. Go ahead. Go. I feel bad for you. Benadryl, you can't go nowhere. I need you to subscribe to the channel. All my ladies out here who are pregnant by a man they don't like, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And at the same time, all the fellas who've impregnated a woman they don't like, subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe. All that. I need all that to come on in. We're going to get there tonight, baby. We're going to get there tonight. We're going to get there, but first I'm going to go ahead. Y'all do that. It ain't going to take that long. I need y'all to get there. We almost there. We almost there. We close, baby. We on the other side. Somebody type other side. We on the other side. But anyway, enough of this foolishness. Let's get on back to reading these. Let's talk about the real MVPs and the team, man. Shout out to all the people who contribute to the Cash App, the Super Chat, and the PayPal. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, we got some Cash App money tonight. Yeah, we got some Cash App money tonight. Let's go ahead and give a shout out to all the folk who came through. Mr. Jason Mukes, I can't say the name. He said 100K. We almost there. Christopher White, very important conversation yesterday. Thank you so much. Juanita Walker, thank you. Patricia Hightower, always good to see Patricia and Michelle Edwards. Good talk. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Now let's go ahead and read these super chats. Super chat. Again, you don't owe me anything, but if you learn something, I should earn something. If you learn something, I should earn something on our way to 100,000. We'll get there. We're going to get there together. We are going to get there together. Shout out to everybody who contributed to the super chat, the Cash App. Let's go ahead and read this. So, where's the love? Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my man Fuquan. Thank you so much for the $10 super sticker and also $10 super sticker there. Fitzgerald 2417. These people are brainwashed and ill-informed. Yes, they are. Also, big shout out to Curly Locks. Thank you so much. He said, y'all, Blizz King, not monolith. I'm not. I certainly am not. Also, who else we got here? The Holy Trinity in Heels, Kamala, Ketanji, Karen, Jean Pierre are all married to, yes, they are. They're all married to white tea men, but they always talking about that black power stuff. I don't understand that. Who else we got? Melvina. Oh, Melvina McDonald. Shout out to you, baby. Thank you so much. Always good to see you in here. Who else we got? I am DPP. Many blacks. Let's see. Many blacks will allow their hatred of Trump to miss the great opportunity in life. More blacks need to start buying digital assets. I'm 150K in myself, been investing since 2021. Good for you. Good for you. We just need to stay focused and never forget who we are. It's me. I'm just saying thank you for bringing the message to an understanding. I will. Thank you so much. And I appreciate all you guys too. Whether you subscribe to the channel or not, I've had fun. I've had a lot of fun. Also, Gail Crawford, appreciate you for the $199. I am DPP. We should have never integrated the demise, and become loyal to one political party as if we need them. We don't need no political party. We didn't integrate because we wanted to sit up next to white people. We integrated because white people would take our money, our tax dollars, and spend it on white people stuff. They didn't give us our stuff. They would take our money. They would take our tax dollars, and they would take it across town and put it in the white schools and the white neighborhoods. And so we threatened them. We said, look, y'all don't give us our money, we're going to force the courts to integrate these schools. And we thought, well, they hate us so bad, they would never want to integrate the schools. And guess what the white folks said? The rich white folks said, well, shit, we'll just let the poor people go to school with the poor black people. The poor whites go to school with the poor black. We'll put our kids in private schools anyway. So the rich white people threw the poor white people under the bus. And rich white people never gave a damn about poor white people, but poor white people want so badly to align themselves with rich white people that they're willing to sacrifice whatever and take whatever. But at the end of the day, they don't want to have anything to do with them either. You see? And the poor white people have been the biggest fools for the rich elite more than anybody else. But you can't tell them anything because they cling to their racism. Racism is white people butter biscuits. You hear me? Racism is poor white people butter biscuits. That's all they have, as long as they feel better than you. And so they have been tricked by rich white people to believe that they are better than poor black people, and that keeps them from being dissatisfied. At least you're better than somebody. That's generally how that goes. But thank you so much. I am DPP. Also, Chang G3. Thank you for the $10 super sticker. I am DPP. As the saying of Ralph Waldo Emerson, be self-reliant. Ain't that the truth? And also, big shout out to Super. Now, we got 14 super chats. That's pretty cool. I appreciate you guys. Here's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already. Make sure we do that. And then we're going to, at some point, I got a couple more things to say. I appreciate you guys. We got a couple of more things. So I got that blistering closing statement. But again, as I said before, I need you all to do what you got to do. And I need you to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you take the opportunity to do that. But the other thing I want to do is I want to make sure you all know I've started another channel. It's called the Spurling Legacy channel. So you guys, I'll be advertising that. We're going to do some different things over there. But again, I need y'all to do what you got to do. I'll take the opportunity to I'll take the opportunity to speak on a little bit more, but hold on for a minute. I want y'all to check. Shout out to everybody who's contributed to Super Chat. I'm glad 15 people learned something. I wish more people had learned something, but we're not finished, but maybe some of you all will learn something. But again, I appreciate you guys. But before we get to this superstar, I need you all to make sure you hit the subscribe button if you hadn't already. I don't know if you all have. I have not had an opportunity to check and see if you hit the subscribe button, but I'm looking now. I'm going to look right now to see if you good people care about me enough to hit the subscribe button and help me, okay? Because at this point, it's about me. It's about me getting to 100,000 subscribers, and it's taking a long time. I'm just saying, I feel like I should be there by now as people. I need some more people to subscribe. I need approximately 66 people. Well, hold on. I need 63 people to subscribe to the channel right now, and that will get me to 95,000. Okay, I need 63 people to subscribe to the channel. Okay, I need 63 people. Somebody type 63 in the chat room. Chantel Smith, I need you to subscribe to the channel. Dwight Chair, I need you to subscribe to the channel. Okay, who else is in here? Jelena Taborn, I need all y'all to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Don't hate watch. Okay, don't have me up here forehead sweating, talking to you all about history, trying to make it interesting. I need all of y'all to subscribe to the channel right now. Don't play me. I'm not here for the games. I need my subscriptions to go up. I want a little gold plaque on my wall behind my head. Okay? Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. If you have already subscribed to the channel, double check, because YouTube plays these vicious games with me. I need 58 people to subscribe to the channel to get me where I need to be. Okay, 58. Somebody type 58. In addition to that, make sure you like, share, subscribe if you appreciate what I'm doing. Yes, if you like, share, subscribe, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. Jessica Rabbit said, Dennis, any thoughts on sisters who marry out? I find myself disgusted with some of them. Baby, look, don't worry about them. Let me tell you something, baby. Worry about yourself. I tell people all the time, my preference is for black men to marry black women and black women to marry black men. But you got to love who you love. I'm not one of those people. I don't tell you what to do. Along with me telling you to vote your interest, I'm going to tell you find peace of mind and happiness. Okay? It's none of anybody's business. You find somebody like you and they're going to take care of you and they love you and they treat you well. You got to do what you got to do. You don't need to make any excuses for it. Period. Okay? Nobody tells you what to do. This ain't Dr. Umar Johnson over here. I don't get in your business like that. I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy. You find your happiness. Okay? And don't worry about what other people have. I'm not one of them people, Jessica Rabbit. But again, you're entitled to feel how you want to feel, but worrying about other people is not going to make you any happier. Whether they marry black or white or whoever they marry, that's not going to affect your life one way or the other. You understand what I'm saying? Now, that being the case, let's get on back to this closing statement, because I want to make sure that we bring this home. Now, when people act shocked every time a black celebrity comes out, well, you've seen all these black celebrities, and the reason I started with the celebrities is because they're rich. Number one, it's not that they are. It's not just about them being black. It's the fact that they're rich, and rich people see things differently. Okay, you wonder why all these black celebrities have turned conservative all of a sudden? They come out saying positive things about Donald Trump. I don't know why. Why are you shocked? You all was shocked when Nicki Minaj showed public support for Donald Trump. They were shocked when Snoop Dogg, and the same Snoop Dogg that said F Donald Trump song, that song, turned around and said he had nothing but love and respect for Donald Trump. They were shocked when reports came out that Chili from TLC was donating to Trump-aligned political groups, even though she later denied being MAGA and said it was a mistake. They're shocked every time because they still think black people are supposed to be politically obedient. And we know we're not. Are we? But see, the truth is this: celebrities are showing you something that's already happening underneath the surface in the black community. Nicki Minaj, Snoop, Kanye West, Lil Wayne, Kodak Black, Waka Flocka, Amber Rose, Antonio Brown, Mike Tyson, Nelly, Azalea Banks, and many others either supported Trump, they praised him, they appeared at some of his events, they defended him, or been tied to the movement in some way. And now everybody's not the same. Some of them are full-on supporters. Some of them are just issue-based supporters. Some of them are just like how Trump moves. And some of them respect what he did for them personally, like Kodak Black. And some of them are just testing the waters. But the point is still the same. The wall is cracking. And let's stop pretending we don't understand why. A lot of these black people are rich. They're not broke. They're not waiting on a welfare check. They're not fresh off a plantation in the South from picking cotton. They're not living based on Democratic Party slogans. They worked hard, like many of you. They built something, like many of you. They made money, like many of you. And now they want to hold on to what they have, like many of you. And when you get money, you start seeing politics a whole lot differently. When you get money, you realize your money separates you from a lot of institutional racism that poor black people are still trapped under. You live in better neighborhoods. You send your children to better schools. You hire lawyers. You ain't worried about a traffic ticket. You got a lawyer for that. You hire accountants. You build teams. You move differently. You start living like an owner and thinking like an owner. And that's why rich people often become more conservative. That's not a mystery. That's human nature. When you have nothing, you vote like you need somebody to give you something. But when you've built something, you vote like you need somebody to protect it. That's why Democrats are nervous. Listen. That's why Democrats are nervous. Because, see, all these celebrities, these black celebrities, they're just the first ones to say it out loud. But regular black Americans, like many of the people listening to me right now, are going to follow in that same vein. They don't have that Nicki Minaj money. They don't have Snoop Dogg money. They don't have Lil Wayne money. But a lot of regular black people have the same value system. Work hard, build something, protect your children, keep your money, keep more of your money as much as your money as you can. Buy property, start a business. Stop letting these politicians use racism like it's some kind of leash. And we need to keep it a buck. You don't need to become a multimillionaire artist or athlete or entertainer or business owner. You don't become that by sitting around the house waiting on a check, waiting for the government to give you something. Do you? You got to get up, get out, and get something. Don't let the days of your life pass you by. You got to hustle. You got to sacrifice. You have to learn the game. You have to master your craft. You have to turn your name into a business. And once you do that, you don't want people in Washington playing with your money. You don't want your tax dollars going to put Venezuelan migrants in a fancy hotel in New York, do you? You focus on your business, your children, and your future. And that's the part that Democrats don't want to hear. Money talks, bullshit walks. And for all you black Democrats, you keep calling these people sellouts. We don't give a damn about you. You broke. You can call them sellouts if you want. You can call them confused if you want to. You can call them MAGA if you want to. But the truth is, a lot of them are simply acting like people who work hard for what they have and don't want to lose it. And they damn sure don't want some immigrants brought over here to replace us and use up all the resources we have in our community, set aside for black people. That's not selling out. That's protecting our interests. And let's not forget the bigger point. America is probably the only place on earth where black people could become as rich as we are on this scale. The United States has nearly 50 million black people. Depending on how you count the millionaire households and network, that estimates about 2 million black millionaires in America. Meanwhile, the entire continent of Africa has 135,000 millionaires. Black America has 2 million black millionaires. The 54 countries in the whole continent of Africa have 135,000 millionaires. Think about that. So let's stop acting like America has produced nothing for black people. That's just not true. And I'm not saying we're not behind white people, but who you compare yourself to? You compare it to people who had a 400-year head start in a social network. Compare yourself to the rest of the African world. Black Americans are the richest population of Africans on this planet, and we earn every bit of it. It didn't happen by accident. It happened because our ancestors set up infrastructure for us, and they sacrificed for us, and they saved, and they bought land, and they started businesses, and they started churches and schools and HBCUs, and they built schools and used capitalism even when America was racist as hell. And that's what we need to get back to. We don't need any more slogans. We don't need any more murals. We don't need any more performative politics. We don't need any more speeches about oppression from people who never built anything. You heard what Carter G. Woodson said. They were confused back then. We need more money. Somebody type money in the chat room. We need more money. We need more ownership, businesses, land, investments, schools. We need more institutions. We need more skilled workers. We need more families. We need more discipline. We need more enterprise. That's how our ancestors got us out of slavery and Jim Crow. They didn't do it. They didn't do it on air. They didn't do it on hashtags, and they didn't do it on prayer alone. They did it with money and capitalism and skill and labor and entrepreneurship and networks and family and trades and businesses and land. That's how we built the towns. That's how they built the schools. That's how they built the churches. That's how they built families. That's how we survived And see, here's what's really going on. Now that Hollywood is losing its grip, you got more people they're going to speak freely now. It's hard to be honest when you on your whole social circle is on Sunset Boulevard and Vine. Everybody around you is liberal, rich, and you scared out there. But even the entertainment is changing. People can record anywhere now. You can make movies anywhere. You can build audiences online. You can live in Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, Austin, Miami, Nashville, Hollywood, Florida, instead of being trapped in West LA or Beverly Hills. And now with AI, independent media is changing the game. People don't have to beg Hollywood gatekeepers for permission the same way they used to. So yes, more black celebrities are going to be coming out and telling you how they really feel. More black athletes are going to be coming out. More black entrepreneurs are going to be coming out. More regular black people like us I'll be coming out and tell you what they like and don't like. And it's not because, we don't hate black people. We are black people. We don't hate ourselves. We're not selling out. But what we're realizing is that old Democratic fear script saying stuff like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That doesn't build wealth. It certainly doesn't protect the family. It doesn't build a business. It doesn't create ownership. It doesn't fix schools. It doesn't stop crime. And it doesn't pass down anything for our children. And so Democrats, they keep acting shocked. You can act crazy if you want to. But the truth is simple. Once black people start thinking like builders and owners and fathers and mothers and entrepreneurs and investors and taxpayers, they're not going to keep voting like victims forever. That great separation is already happening. And the more money black people make, the more obvious it's going to become. So again, Democrats have a problem. Black people like some things Trump do. We may not like him, but we like some of the policies. But anyway, this is Uncle D. God bless y'all. I love y'all. And as I always said this time, I'm out.
In the Spurling podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe.